in. How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. I am Sir Feffers. Today, we're playing Terraform. We just finished off a kind of our first large arc, first chapter, the first hill. The party has successfully thwarted the cultists who belong to Mere Sky, whose plan, it seemed, was con and replace the Stormfather, the Tempest God who has mysteriously disappeared. Many people are declaring him dead, which is wild. I'm Sir Feffers. Thank you for being here. I am your humble dungeon master on all 3 weekly campaigns here at Longshot. Things I'm up to. I'll be DMing at the Convergence, Quincy's Tavern, over at the event over there. Eyes out for that if you don't know about it. And I might be going on this D20 cruise. I'm kind of hyped about it. That's kind of it for me. If you want to see some cosplays for some of my NPCs, you can head over to my TikTok, but you know, whatever. Let me toss it. Let me spike it over to George.
This is normally a casual safe throw. I'm not prepared for the spike.
With energy.
Hi, I'm GoodGriefGeorge. I'm normally in a safe spot, and this is normally a safe space for me, but now it's turning into a challenge. So, okay, it's okay. I can handle this. He knows I can handle it, which is why I gave it to him. Anyway, hi, yeah, I'm GoodGriefGeorge. I'm usually here and other places playing Dungeons and Dragons, and occasionally cosplaying as Agent 47 at various conventions. I'm also starting to do another season of the Avatar Legends thing, and I guess we'll talk about that tomorrow. That's being released tomorrow as well, right?
Yes, thank you for reminding me. There will be a 5-hour Avatar stream tomorrow with a bunch of new faces, a bunch of old faces from the summer series, and it will be the prelude to so much more.
Yeah, it's got a lot of things about that is being released for the upcoming season. So if you want to have like a look at some of the bigger baddies and or like what's going to be happening in the show, you'll want to watch tomorrow's one shot. It's a lot of good fun. And if you want to see me in an Appa outfit, you know, you want to do that too. Anyway,
that's the whole appeal right there.
I always want to see you in an Appa outfit.
Well,
that's peak George.
So fuzzy.
So snuggly.
Go ahead, Taylor.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor and Tracy. You can find me everywhere as Taylor and Tracy. I play Eshna, the Circle of the Stars druid. Stuff that I do, I'm a GM for LARPs. My main one is Heinefall. Check it out, heinefall.com. We are hosting our Festival of Champions here soon in March. If you're anywhere near the Granbury or Dallas-Fort Worth area and you want to come play some competitive LARP games and just have a ton of fun and hit people with foam swords, come hang out with me. Yeah, I'm starting to make content again. I'm working on it. So much of my time has gone to writing the world that is Heinefall, but the world has been written and handed off to the players who will hopefully not completely demolish it. But if they do, it's their world, not mine now.
Years and years of stuff figured out. It's really impressive.
Yeah, I have an 8-year plan for that LARP. And then after that, players got to do it on their own after that. But they should at that point. There should be lots of story.
That's the end of the tutorial, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. 300 players year one. We'll see how many we have at the Grand Gathering this year in November. I'll pass it off to Jake.
Hello, I'm Critfail Jake. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram. I'm playing Anarian. Fallen ASMR Cleric. I guess keep an eye out for the summer when I'll be DMing a Lord of the Rings campaign here on the channel. My hair is stuck in my glasses. I love that for me. But that's pretty much all I've got going on. So dorky.
Oh, you're muted, friendo. You stole Jake's bit. Jake, does it count? Is it an official episode? Can I eat
Yeah.
some dice? Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it counts because he did pass it off to me. So really, the bad juju just came through. That's what happened.
She's got the cheese touch.
D6 is gone forever.
Oh my gosh. Let's try that again. Hi guys, I'm that dorky cosplayer, and I do this amazing thing called cosplay. You can find me on all the things. And I do Twitch. You can find me there Monday and Thursdays. I play Levy, the monk, warlock. I forgot my race, but somebody knows, and that's fine. I'm a fun race. I'm a Storm Genasi.
Yep.
It came, see?
Well
Just
done.
like that.
Well done.
It's gonna be fine, guys. This is gonna be a great session. This is not showing how the session's gonna go. Don't base it off me. Ben, save me.
Hi, I'm Ben Brainard. You can find me on the internet. I'm playing Philo Match, the level 12 Order of Scribes wizard, smart boy who likes books and stuff. At the end of last episode, we had the first battle that Philo was a part of and not just fully exhausted for, and he finished that battle with a panic attack. So we'll see
Just a big
what happens
soft
here.
boy. Doing his best in a really big, scary world. Trying to find his dad. Oh, that was everyone. All right, so
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
let's talk about Cairn. Last we left off, for everyone who needs a recap, the city lost the celestial that had dominance over the investiture of the land. What that looks like is this great, huge city, the biggest city on the map, for all of recorded history has always been stormy, has always had thick clouds and drizzling rain and kind of gray vibes perpetually until the Stormfather left, and we can touch base a little bit on that later on certain events that have happened. And now there is no clouds. In the first time in recorded history, people are getting sunburnt, and the church of the Stormfather is saying that is a sign and it's punishment for using these weird healing crystals that no one knows about yet, that the party is just starting to unpeel that onion. And this led to riots, a schism within the upper crust, and riots in the common class. Those riots, after last episode, have finally died down. The city is still tense, but it's attempting to return to a more healthier state. It's no longer in lockdown. The nobles did not have to bring in the army, which was the big scary problem. And ever since the cult, a certain djinn named Mirsky has vanished. The star that appeared in the sky that the party was able to determine was Mirsky is no longer there, to the frustration of some party members, to the relief of most. But we're going to backtrack a little bit. Pod.
Hello.
You watch as Eshna sinks into the city and moving forward to go off and do the events of last episode. What is Pod up to in this turmoil?
So, the first reaction that Pod has is a little bit of surprise, because typically Pod is either one of two things. They are either knowledgeable about major events of chaos that is going to happen,
Okay.
or they are the bringer of said chaos that is going to happen.
Valid.
And neither of those things occurred. So it was less of a shock because they had learned that there was a lack of communication and information in the city because they sort of locked themselves in and from the outside world. They became very exclusive. But still, Pod wants to know what's going on with this, right? Still won't keep the ward Eshna out of their sight at first.
Okay.
So the first thing that Pod would do, or I should say did, was sneak into the background and just kind of watch from afar the scenario that took place
with the cultists.
Okay.
Okay.
The big part that Pod sees, well, there's two parts that Pod sees that is it was really cool to watch and gets them to think a lot. The first was the transformation into the archer.
Okay.
Just seeing that full transformation.
Eshna activated a lot of her astral abilities.
Yes. Obviously something that we're going to keep in the brain and think about, maybe talk about later, but it is also something that Pod knows that Eshna could do because they were very kind of truthful about that. The more important part, the interesting part that I think Pod is really going to dive in on, especially on this episode, Pod watched Eshna kill a person of the law that was trying to do their job and simply said, well, this is what I want to do, and if you're going to harass this person, I will kill you for it. And without any hardly any emotion shown.
And to recap a little bit on the intricacy of that situation, Eshna essentially saved a cultist from going mad. There was this huge psychic blast from Mirror Sky, and all of the cultists went berserk within the city. Fires erupted, and even some of the cultists, because the blast was so powerful and then cut off mysteriously, a lot of them just went frothing mad. And so she saved this one person named Timon. And we love Timon. Timon actually survived throughout the entire episode somehow. But there was a muscle, a grunt, a strong man of the Church of Amiss that was like, that's a cultist. The cultists are killing innocents right now. I'm taking this cultist in. But Eshna needed this cultist for answers. So it's a really gray area here that's going to have all sorts of repercussions.
Sure is.
And I'm very excited to unpack that because great arguments are being made on both, can be made on both sides. And, and she then went and I think disintegrated
hardly an effort to just smack this guy to death and then the casual walk away. And so Pod saw this, and at that point has pretty much stopped following Eshna at that point.
Okay.
To be like, okay, so that kind of killing is okay.
All right. Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we're gonna go do some research because that's all he really. Yeah, that's all Pod needed to see. Pod would like to, is not going to work. They're not going to get involved in the riots. They're not going to. They're going to try very hard to stay out of the scenes, which is, I mean, they were successful. They managed to not even get into a giant fight with you guys. It's crazy. They're going to try and find their way to the Church of Amiss and do, surprisingly enough, some research.
Okay. Let's dive into what the Church of Amiss looks like in the largest city of Cairn. The big question, because as we know, the Church of Amiss is known for its shadier side, as well as a lot of wholesome and usefulness to the community. Are you going to the public and known Church of Amiss, or are you going to the secret parts of the Church of Amiss? hidden locations of their private organizations.
Where would more of the knowledge, like the books and stuff, be of the various churches?
For the most part, you would find a lot of that in the more official churches, the ones that are publicly known about, the buildings wise.
Yeah, and I would head there.
Okay. You step out into this courtyard. You are in the southernmost, maybe more southeastern part of the city. Middle class regions. Step out into this huge cobblestone area. Again, in the center, before the church of this cobblestone area, there's a fountain depicting the twin trinity that is amiss. The torso, hips down, just the two legs, and then the three torsos splitting out, one pushing the two of them away, one looking off and kind of askance and drifting, and then the third slumped and in a state of decay and unconsciousness. This is the twin to Amora, which is very similar, but the three torsos are in a unified and wholesome aesthetic. The building itself is almost like a pyramid. The bottom half being more of a rectangular and square structure, and then instead of a traditional narrow steeple, just this massive pyramid of a steeple with multiple windows cascading down in paned glass, and the massive oak double doors, currently closed because of all the shenanigans going on in the city, with a couple of guards strewn about. There is a couple of other buildings attached to this courtyard that the church owns as well. You've got a barracks, you've got a private hospital just for their congregation, stuff like that. It's a full-fledged and quite developed establishment. This is a place, because you live in Cairn, this is a place you've walked in and out of multiple times.
Right. And so hopefully I'll know where I can find some of the larger books.
Yeah.
Probably something that Pod hasn't necessarily touched a lot of, but knows where they are because of Adarian.
Adarian definitely strikes me as the more book smart of the two of the brothers. Okay, you go up and you kind of open up one of the doors after kind of using a recognition and head nod with the nearby guard, who unlocks the door for you, and you head in.
Oh, right.
You head in and you can see this huge sprawling chandelier in this massive sanctuary again, with a thick, maybe half-foot of this incense and mist curling along the floors. This one is not set up in a bunch of pews and then the front area. It's set up in a center where there is a platform where a person in the center will move about, and all of the pews surround it in a circle. And of course you can see a couple of other doors and the like. And after paying your respects, feel free to tell me what that looks like. As a cleric, you can call upon your church, especially here, for succor and sanctuary and safety. You can see a couple of doors that will lead into upper areas and lower areas. You're going to want to be going into the upper areas where some of the more powerful individuals reside that have public functions. And there will also be books and knowledge and the like, and people you can talk to for help in that regard.
Sure. I think the first thing Pod will do is they'll feel like this gentle breeze kind of going like all throughout this, which is completely different from the outside screams of the riots that had now started to kind of form along the outside walls. And Pod just kind of looks around and goes,
All right. A mess. Well, we don't really talk much. But listen, there's a lot going on with the Stormfather. No one really knows where they are, and I think you know in my heart what it is I'm looking for. So I think this is really important, and I think that you might need to bring your other half and more into this to maybe help me out. I think it's important if you could just help me.
and they'll throw their like the badge that they keep strapping to themselves like into the air for guidance.
Okay, you throw it up and you watch as many of the wisps, the fog that's a half foot high of the incense curls up and around it and sweeps up into the air and moves about it and actually seems to catch it. It doesn't fall. It just kind of almost like a geyser, kind of keeping it up in the air. And there's a few people here and there who don't know as much, commoners who devote themselves to the Church of Amiss, who are not used to seeing this, and you see some gasps and some hushed prayers of honor.
Cool. All right. Well, to expedite this study session,
Sure.
Perhaps I can maybe explain what I think I sort of figured out, kind of what it is I'm looking for.
What would you like to dive into here?
So I wasn't entirely sure what it is exact, or say Pod isn't entirely sure what they're gonna find. But they're not gonna find answers to like why the Stormfather is missing. There's actually just gonna be a book that's just gonna tell them that thing. But they are gonna find out that this has never happened before. There is no discovery of there or no records of this kind of thing from any god. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Make a investigation or a religion check.
Okay.
As you begin with the help of the church, perusing through the sacred tomes.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just tell you kind of like all the stuff that I think I want to try and figure out, and then we can do that.
Yeah.
They also want to kind of find out, since half of their abilities are like roguish in nature, and they learned a lot of their abilities from the Mage Academy and how to hone that stuff, hasn't really spent a lot of time honing in on their own like clerical deific magics. Okay. Pod wants to figure out where that comes from exactly, because if the Stormfather is gone, does that make the clerics and paladins of the Stormfather weaker? Do they not have magic at all? Is there any record that actually happens?
Okay. You find some ancient. Oh, let's get that roll.
You said investigation
or religion.
Oh, good. I get to roll with that. Oh, that's just a flat 10. So, 14.
Okay. Long ago, this entire planet was covered in ocean. And an ancient evil who rose to godhood as a mortal named Hunger began infiltrating churches, began replacing people or turning them within churches, and building his own little church underneath that church, until it grew and completely took over that church, but kept the face of the church it took over. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was at 18, not a 14.
Okay, cool. The Stormfather was the first to learn of this and declared war. He brought to power a high-level paladin, and the churches gave this individual absolute diplomatic immunity to go into any church and suss out if Hunger was there, and if Hunger was there, burn that church to the ground. Hunger had, and this paladin discovered that Hunger had been at work for much longer than people had realized, and this started an inquisition. And it got to the point where many of the churches were snuffed out. Many of the other gods, many of the other entire religions, the Tempestos, the Church of the Stormfather, had to go in, take all of their holy books to preserve their religions, because they realized they were destroying whole religions at this point to get rid of hunger. And then when hunger was deemed finally dealt with, they returned those religions to order, did not touch any of their material, did not change any books, did their best, and this is very controversial, obviously, did their absolute best to save, in their eyes, save all of the other members of the Pantheon. Yes, the hunger. Other gods of the Pantheon, and succeeded in doing so. The 12 aspects of sentience, which is the Pantheon, Amiss being one of the trinities, is alive and thriving to this day. But even when the religions were destroyed, those lone clerics to those religions still had their juice. You still had access to their spells, still had access to their holy magic, and this is not a definite answer. What you find is a religion being wiped, but the god still assumedly remaining. What you're looking for is a god going missing, and you don't have any answers on that. What happens to the clerics and such?
Okay, then I guess book time is done, and with that information, I don't know how much time you want me to bogart here, but I'm definitely going to look for a cleric of the Stormfather.
Okay, before we get to that, a older woman that you're not too familiar with, but you know by name, Jaina, approaches you.
Oh, Pod, is it?
Hello, Jaina.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I am studying this time. I really promise I am. I'm just
good.
like, really,
Hold
these
the
books
book
are here.
by the spine, dear.
Oh,
Hold it
right.
by the spine.
Right.
They're very old.
Oh, okay. Much
Sorry,
of the people I deal with, right? Hold them by the spine. Got it.
I knew you were a good one. So, the seer would like to have a word with you.
This is intense. If you guys remember back in the first city we were in, there was an individual that had this orb, and this was the seer of the Church of Death.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, Pod remembers. Oh yeah.
This individual, there's no rush, aside from moral obligation, but the seer is very much not in this building, in one of the secret sects. Sects. Anyway, but
Got it. She said it. You repeated it. I mean, it's full circle right there.
But this is in response. You looking in, speaking to the other clerics and other scribes about what you're looking for has prompted the seer reaching out to you.
Oh, I'm in trouble. Right. Let's see. It's been a long time since they wanted to talk to me. Well, I could just I got nothing's really going on with my life, and there's nothing really important that we need to discuss. Maybe we'll just tell them everything's all right and fine. I'll be with them. I don't know. Probably when I'm going to go see a friend first. So, and like, Poe's like slowly backing away from
from the table.
The unreadable expression of not long suffering, but absolute patience in Jenna, and she just goes,
All right, well, be safe out there.
Right. Okay. Give my parents my best.
And just turning.
Okay.
Book it.
all right, out of the church.
That.
Oh, I got it. I finally got the mosquito that's been plaguing me for 3 days, and I grabbed it and I opened it and it flew away, and I'm very mad. Anyway.
Oh man.
Catch and release, Jeff. Catch and release.
You gave it a taste. Now it's coming back for more.
Oh God.
Your one and only warning, mosquito. Leave now.
I've been recklessly swinging at it for days now. I thought it was gone. I should have known better.
Well, this is Shadows of Colossus rules. You took like a third of its life. So.
All right. So where are you going after a member of the Stormfather?
Yeah. I think I want to try and find not a paladin, because the paladin there's too much armor on them. Cleric's a little easier to take down, I think.
All right. So going into the church into the church of the Stormfather would be a big ask, but they're all running around pretty hard. And so let's roll.
Let's say, do you want me to do this, or are we just gonna thematically later on black screen this out and I've got a random NPC? I'm level 9/12 at this point.
Say that. Okay, describe to me the little hole in the ground you have sequestered at this level 1 cleric. Tell me about your weird little torture chamber.
Oh, goody. Oh man, that is hard for me to imagine. This is gonna be. It's not gonna be when they open their eyes. It's not gonna be a square room.
Okay.
Which is normal, right? Like you'd picture like as normal, most rooms are made squarely, but no, this one's got like curves to it. So you're very like it's almost apparent that right away that they're in some kind of underground crypt underneath one of the churches.
Okay.
Where the walls kind of curve in on themselves up into the streets. There's a couple of pyres and burning, or like incense burnings, where people can give their I don't know, their blessings and their prayers and such to those who have departed. But it is nondescript as to which crypt we're in right now. Yep.
Where am I?
They're in a chair, just all their hands tied to both sides and their legs tied to the. There's possibly gonna be a trigger warning here for those people who are watching.
Valid, smart.
In like from the darkness, like there's a light shining behind Pod so that they can't make out any of the descriptors on their face or anything.
Oh God.
But the eyes begin to shine like shining black is not the right words, but it's blacker than the rest of the body that they can see, and you can make it out.
Okay.
And it is creepy as hell.
Yes, it is.
They're effectively activating a couple of their abilities that Pod has to see what's going on and check for undead and all that stuff.
Go ahead and roll for intimidation.
Sure. Pod doesn't say anything, just simply glowers out. Oh God, glowers at them. That's a 24.
24. Okay, this level 1 cleric, Tempest cleric, has only just gone through the needed ceremonies to become a cleric, which involves a surprising amount of well, you don't know that yet. Never mind. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, this unnamed cleric shivers in the crypt before what can only be seen as Satan.
A hand clasps onto their shoulder as a purplish blue flame begins to appear in the left hand as like a
Please,
kitchen whisk.
Is that a whisk?
Yeah, just kind of forms in their hand.
Are you gonna eat me?
What is your name?
Johnny.
Johnny. Please know that you will not die today. Not forever anyway.
Huh?
But this is important, what we do here. Stab.
I rolled a hit. At advantage.
I mean, they're pinned in place.
I know.
All right, well that's a nat 20. So
It's got like 8 hit points. I'm pretty sure this sucker's gone. What's the die on a cleric? I believe it's a D10. So we'll say 8 hit points.
yeah.
It's not a paladins
It's
or
a
D10,
D8.
so it's
We're
Cleric is
D8s.
D8. All right, he's got 6 hit points.
Well, he's at level 1. He'd be max. It'd be 8 plus con.
Oh, you're right. He ain't got no con.
So 1d6. The sneak attack damage. Radiant. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do this once, and then it's safe to say you're just absolutely steamrolling this guy.
Oh, he's dead. No, he's dead.
Okay. Don't eat me. I'm allergic to cumin. Oh no, I reached for a spice. I don't.
now, granted, I did say I wasn't going to kill him permanently, right? So I'm effectively doing some build damage to knock him out.
Are you trying to? Are you pulling your punch to knock him out, or are you killing him?
What? I'm not killing him. Yeah, I'm knocking him out. I told him he wasn't going to be gone forever, right?
Okay.
So he's going to be knocked out.
All right.
I am going to use a cure wound, so he's going to get the full 12 HP.
So he's back up then.
Yes.
Please.
Now this time it's a kitchen knife. It still isn't going to do psychic damage. There's no slashing or piercing, but still.
Please.
I want you to use your magic to heal yourself.
My talisman? You can
Yes.
see one bound hand, like. You giving it to him?
Sure.
Okay. Just a second.
He cast Sacred Flame on you.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Fine. How many
Actually, he's
how many
gonna
spell
go.
slots does
He's
he
gonna
have?
go with Toll of the Dead. You need a con save.
Okay.
Well, the dead is Dex.
It's Dex.
Yep, that's why it's so annoying.
Whoa. Cool.
No, it's a wisdom
It's
saving throw.
wisdom. We were both wrong. All right, you need
Look at us.
you need a wisdom saving throw of.
Just ask me to
12.
make a wisdom saving throw. I laugh in your face.
Ah, my face.
So how does that? What does that look like for him?
Toll of the Dead. Okay, so he flicks and speaks a holy prayer of. Is there vocation? Yes. And cries out to the Stormfather for help, and this huge gong of a bell goes off, reverberating, and it's very loud to the point where you're actually a little concerned that it might be heard on the surface or deep underground in the crypt, but that was hella loud. Let's get that wisdom save.
It was 17 on the die. So.
17 on the die. You take half of 3 damage. But it's loud.
It does not. I take it's a cantrip.
succeeded?
I take none.
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
Okay,
Yeah, I
well,
take
it was
none.
loud, and that's enough to be concerned.
Sure.
What do you do?
The spell literally like kind of vibrates around Pod as it expands out, but not even a flinch.
The look of sheer, unabridged terror.
Even though there's it's almost blackness with the amount of darkness that's like, but Pod is so close, like they can see this smile just spread over Pod's face, like
Shaking violently in fear.
Let's try this again.
Please.
and another stab,
All right.
and another cure wounds.
Now this third one. I'm not gonna hold back. I need you to heal yourself.
He casts the, I believe, lowest level of healing, which I believe is healing word.
Yeah, healing word or
Healing
cure
word.
wounds at level 1. Both of them are level 1, or first level.
He shouts it. Healing word, and gets 1d4. plus,
Yeah.
plus
His wisdom.
Okay, plus his wisdom, which is a +1, so he gets 2 hit points back. But you do watch the deific magic of the Stormfather take effect, and he does, in fact, heal himself.
Huh. You've never had a problem doing this before.
You're one of the cultists.
It doesn't matter who I am. Just answer the question.
No. I've never. No. I can cast. Yeah. I'm a cleric.
Wait, actually, hang on. Go back. What? The clerics or the cultists are coming after you?
Coming after everyone. They're the ones.
Why?
They're the ones stirring up the riots.
Who do they serve?
I don't know.
Well, how do you know they're cults? Well, if you don't know who they serve, how could they possibly be a cult? Maybe they're just a bunch of really angry people because they're like the price of eggs got too high or something.
Spewing as much information as he can to buffer for whatever you're gonna do next. And that is just how the information is passed down to him. You know, it's someone told him, oh, the cults are responsible, and you get no useful information, but he's just tirading. He's just giving as much information as he can.
All right. Calm down. Settle down.
Not even like hard, just like a real limp, just like a real polite.
Settle down.
If anyone's shocked by the direction this is going in, go back and watch episode 1. This is on brand. I don't.
I'm surprised he lived this long, honestly.
Pod or this cleric?
The cleric. I'm surprised he survived this long.
He's new. He hasn't met anyone big and scary like you.
All right. Listen. You still believe the Stormfather is still there, right?
Yeah.
Well, your faith is going to be tested, but it's all right. Listen, it's all right. You just proved that whatever it is you're getting your powers from is they're possibly still around.
Wisdom
So
save,
you'll
total
be
dead.
You know what? I'll take the hit.
Okay. You take the hit. Is 1d8. 4. You take 4 damage, and that
Sure do.
boom,
Good, because yeah, I needed Pod to be injured. Okay. Pod likes death, man.
Harder.
This time I mean, you saw that one time when he was playing against the general or whatever. Anyway, yeah, this time an actual flinch it was coming. They could see it coming because of they had to cast the spell. But it was more like they took the hit to really enforce, like, yeah, I can take whatever you got on me. So like a small little like bruise starts to form, kind of like up in the head where the toll kind of like first struck.
Okay.
He goes,
I do hope the Storm Father is with you, because I would love to see where he's gone.
and we'll end this creature
Okay.
with a cheese grater.
Oh. Okay. Fuck.
It's still psychic damage, don't worry.
It's still. Okay. You kill Johnny. You watch as he folds the psychic damage as he starts bleeding from the eyes and the ears. His head lolls to the side.
If you can't teach me anything, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Let's see where spirit goes.
All right, make a religion check.
It's a little better, but not actually. No, religion. I actually suck at religion somehow. Oh, that's right, because I'm not the religion guy. my brother's the religion guy.
I'm not the religious cleric. I'm the really fucked up one.
You need a sleight of hand and some deception. I got a lot of that. You got no religion.
The reason why is because for whatever reason they put religion as an intelligence and not a wisdom ability.
Right?
Yeah.
So despite having all the wisdom of a cleric, I also have a -1 to my religion check, so not.
Mine's at least a 0, so it's a 9. That's a 9.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ooh. There is something I want to do. We'll see what that results in, but there is something I want to try.
Okay. With a 9, you get a vague and subtle sense of the soul leaving the body, but that's about it.
Okay. So this will take a little bit of time to prepare, but I have the ability to revive now.
Okay.
With Revivify. So I want to do that after I cast Ceremony around it.
Okay. Which ceremony?
Right. So I've got a missus. I've got the Church of the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Which other ones do I have?
I think that's it.
I think is that the only one? I don't have a Morris or Morris.
You don't have a Mora. You don't have a Hradens.
Don't have Stormfather.
Nope.
Don't have any of that.
No.
Okay.
You were given by task the Church of the Dead ones, and that's it. And you would already have a missus, which is technically 3 if you want to be archaic.
Mm-hmm.
It's only recently that everyone discovered that a miss was a trinity. One being made of 3 beings.
Right. Okay. I've already pissed off a member of the Church of the Dead, so I'll just use them more as. I'm sorry. I missed this.
Okay.
Ceremony, yep.
Feel free to paint me that word picture.
What are the adjectives that describe this miss again? It is stagnate.
It is forget, stagnate, and repel.
Right. So the objects that are placed around them, which is really just like there's various bones, there's maybe a candle or a candelabra. Wow, I can say that word. The various things that are in this crypt, flowers, that kind of thing. Everything that is in this circle is facing outward.
Okay.
And is, well, I suppose unmoving, so I'd be snuffing out the candles and so forth.
Okay.
And the flowers Pod will kind of step on, break,
Okay.
in order to keep shattered.
Okay. Faint smell of incense in the air where there is no incense. And then you revive him?
Yes.
Back rigid.
Without even an opportunity. Just another frying pan to the head.
Out.
Pod is done talking to this guy.
I believe you've killed him again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Which ceremony did you pick again? Sorry.
A miss.
No. The spell ceremony has a bunch
Oh.
of different.
I didn't really pick one just because, like, when I picked this spell, we talked about it in the beginning, where there's just gonna be like
Just skin it.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, into something that
Yeah.
you
Unless
wanted
you're
to do.
unless you're trying to keep someone from becoming undead, it really is just for flavors.
Yeah, I think that would be really the only one that I would choose to do at this point, is
Yeah.
to make sure that they don't come back as an undead. But
Yeah. Which is not likely in here.
Right.
Okay. With another death, make another religion check at advantage, because the DC is going up over time, kind of like if you
Okay.
kept failing at a lockpick.
got it. 16.
16. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. In your mind's eye, you can see the tearing sensation of the soul leaving the body. And instead of what you have been observing, which is the souls entering the astral current to theoretically be born again in the next pain, you see the soul enter, or begin to enter, a different place. This is the salvation mechanic that is real for these gods, as instead of being reborn in the next realm, the term they would use and you would use would be heaven, a heaven, an afterlife. But you rolled a 16.
Yes.
Here's some new tasty information.
Oh, good. Finally, something new out of all of this.
It's kind of like a realm of existence. Almost got him with it. Damn it. Sorry.
Good try.
I know. I'm gonna.
Good game. We're getting next time.
I'm gonna go on Warpath during break, which is coming up. It's almost like a massive mana pool, if you will, to use kind of a term from a whole other different game. But like, it's the soul becomes almost like a resource. Is how you're wrapping your head around it. It goes to this place where all the other members of the Stormfather are diverted to. And it might be a realm, but kind of shaking you to your core a little bit, you can't technically confirm that. For all you know, you lose your sense of identity and self and just enter the power source that the god, in this case the Stormfather, can wield. And that is terrifying. Well, I mean, react to that how you would see fit.
Does the power source seem like it's a never-ending power source, or is it like a battery that can drain?
You're not sure. It's huge.
Okay. Well, that is the questions that Pod is asking, I guess, and sees that, and yeah, definitely in awe. But like, Pod has also recently been in a scenario where they managed to feel every sense, like physical sense, in a 30-foot radius all at once for past, present, and future.
I'm making a monster. I'm making
So-
a monster.
So this is like, this
lateral. This is fine.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem this heaven. It doesn't seem wrong. It doesn't seem evil. It doesn't seem. It just is.
I don't happen to see in this ceremony as the spirit traverses or whatever. I don't happen to see any other spirits traversing into this power source, do I?
That something like that would require a large-scale death in cracking the pane.
Okay. And for me to see that, or for it to happen?
For you to glance out of the pane to that level,
okay,
would require whole-scale slaughter.
Or
door number 2.
Ask a celestial. Which we might do later.
All right.
I mean, if just find a higher power that might be able to see there. I don't know.
Okay. Do you want to wrap this up and we'll go to break?
Sure.
Okay. What's the resolution to this?
Yeah, the darkness that has been sort of magically placed there, and non-magically, hiding the lamps and all that stuff.
Sure.
Kind of fades away as the ceremony is completed, and Pod is on their knees, just like shaking, sweating. It does affect them a little bit more than what I described earlier, because that's pretty intense. And then just thinks about what they saw, and clicks into their link. Now, 2 episodes ago, the last time I was here, the last time that Pod and Honora saw each other and they nutted at each other to go separate ways, I made a psychic connection.
That's
and I
right.
rolled on
Yep.
I rolled on the die, and it lasts 4 hours. So as long as Anarian is within a mile of me, the connection's still there.
Ish.
So they're gonna try it.
Okay.
Dorian, are you there?
And I'm just gonna thematically say this is between the studying and all this stuff. This is probably right at the end of the fight.
Yeah, that's safe. That's safe to say. Anarian, you're wrapping up, helping all these now uncharmed cultists out of the danger zone that is the long fall. And the party is just beginning to reconvene or recoup and just going into our downtime segment.
Odd? Where have you been? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've got a lot to talk about. Where are you?
What's the big hole called?
Long fall.
Where are the long fall?
Oh,
Been rather hectic.
are you all right?
I'm doing just fine actually. All of us are tip top. Well, Thyla's a bit
Right.
unnerved.
I understand. I'll bring
He
some
did great
band-aids.
though.
Oh, really? Hey,
Yeah.
Wait, Thyla fought.
In a way, yes. Yeah, he
In his own way.
All right.
he stood his ground. I was really impressed.
I'll come to you. Hey, everything will be all right. But I'm coming now.
All right.
All right. And what are you doing with Johnny?
I mean, Johnny's dead.
All right. Are you gonna leave him in the crypt? You gonna throw him in the ocean? What do you?
I'm gonna leave.
It's just good crime etiquette.
I'm gonna leave. Well, there was a ceremony there, and there's a lot of. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw him in one of the crypt. One of the
All right, you crack open one of the crypts, and it's empty. It's reserved for some nobleman, I'm sure, or some high-ranking. Johnny goes in.
Oh, right. I was supposed to take care of that one yesterday. Oh, dang it. All right. That's fine. I'll get to him.
All right, and you walk back out of the lone chair, bloodied and remaining amongst the crushed petals and snuffed candles. And that's where we're going to go to break. Chat, if you don't know, we're doing 2 breaks now, but we're going to make them shorter. We'll be right back. Woo! Back.
All right, another hour of pod. Here we go.
Oh, I
Round
love this show.
The ads are weird, but all right. So, it's a little bit after everyone has survived / dominated the cult of Mere Sky down in Longfall. The sun is just now starting to the sky is just starting to lighten up, and the party reconvenes. Pod recounts what he's discovered. And Pod, are you recounting how you discovered this, or
Oh, absolutely. No, pod is not gonna
okay, just checking.
do that.
I tortured a man. How did your day go? But there's like a breath. There's a weight off your shoulders. There's no immediate danger. There's no immediate, we have to do this goal, this one thing right now, or else everything's going to be torn apart. There's a, okay, let's just take a breath. Let's just take 5. And Pod sits there. Are we confirmed at Thylo's house? I didn't catch where we...
Yeah, we might as well.
Once we get into Thylo's house and the door is closed and locked, I'll turn back into human form.
Oh, thank you. Yep. Okay. Pitcher of lemonade is out. Fucking Dewin is making eggs for everybody. And Pod brings out 2 pieces of information. One about the forming of the Stormfather's Inquisition, the origin, and how they fought hunger and wiped out many religions in their warpath, but managed to save the religions in what has seen as a very controversial move, but ultimately hunger was believed to be destroyed. And then he goes on to explain the salvation mechanics that he's discovered, that the cleric of the Stormfather went to the Stormfather's essentially heaven, and that it exists. And the weird new information about that, which is it's a power pool. The souls get intercepted from entering the astral current and being reborn in the next plane, the next realm of existence, and instead is intercepted and brought to an afterlife. That soul also becomes a resource for the Celestial, in this case the Stormfather, to use. Is it heaven? Is it just you're obliterated and don't have any sense of identity? You don't know. Imagine a lot of people would have a bunch of different theories on that matter, depending on who you talk to, depending on their specific beliefs.
Is there a god in the pantheon that one of their aspects is like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not divinity, but it's like some kind of divination. No, you already said that that's the one that's like doesn't exist in this world, right?
That's the school of magic that does not exist, divination.
Okay. But is there anything akin to that
foresight?
Or of deeper farsight that maybe one of the gods has? Foresight,
not
farsight,
really.
deep-sight.
The pantheon functions as the 12 aspects of sentience. You've got attract, repel, change, stagnate, life, death, despair, remember, rage, rest, yearn. These are all aspects of sentience.
Okay. So what about remember and despair?
Okay. Remember is essentially the layman's academics.
Good try.
Sorry. Okay, I see him. I think I got him. Nope. Anyway, sorry. I was really hoping that would be the end in resolution. The Church of Despair is a bit of a dark place. Not much is known about it. They don't have a public church anywhere. They do run many infirmaries where people who maybe come back from the war and aren't able to function within society, or all people who get older and older and their mind starts to go, stuff like that, or are a danger to society but aren't criminals, essentially. That's the Church of Despair.
And they are, who's their deity?
Despair?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have you look this up.
You
'cause I
got me
questions.
checking my notes, and I appreciate you for it.
I need the
god's
church
name is Tenebris.
Okay, and then the church of remember.
That is of Amiss.
Mora.
So
Remember is
thank you,
Amora.
Amora. Thank you.
Remember is Amora? Okay. That's right, because forget is a miss. Right. Okay. The lemonade is rolled out, and there are also some chef's treats that Pod makes in the form of goat cheese sticks.
Okay. Dewin brings out like some real special salt from like a top shelf as a little gift. As a little gift to add to your cooking. Some nicer salt.
Okay. So after hearing all these, hear me out. I think, first of all, I want to get your opinions, but I think there are more gods in this world than just the Stormfather and a Miss. And I think if there's anything that's gonna understand and know about what's going on in the world of the gods, then we talk to the other gods.
Makes sense.
There is a scale of personality to abstract. Life and death, not much on the talking side of things. They just kind of are. The Stormfather, polar opposite, spoke to Fizbin, and personally, and was more apparent in his machinations throughout the realms. Amiss and Amora, a bit more abstract.
Sure.
So wait, which of the gods are like common? Do we only know of the Stormfather and Amiss and Amora?
Nope. The 12 are established as the 12. And
I figured they're the pantheon, and we would know them.
That everyone kind of says, okay, yeah, and then eventually six of the gods, it was like, oh, these are twin trinities, and that had its own social turmoil as that adjustment was made by the churches.
What was the name of Despair again?
Tenebris.
We're gonna have a fun side quest there sometime later.
Or that's part of the main quest. Who knows?
And then when everything's side quests.
I wrote that on a napkin. I'll definitely keep it and not lose it 5 seconds from now.
Alright, what do you guys think?
Just don't spill anything.
The Stormfather is technically yearn, to reach. To strive.
I think Pod's right. I think
With hearing them talk so much about all these different gods and stuff like that, am I able to make a parallel to the 12 Jinn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On their 12-sided moon.
Okay.
Which I believe is a dodecahedron.
But like, is there like a Jinn that answers wishes of specific kinds?
No. Though
Okay,
they
that's
are
more.
much
That's more
more
what I meant.
They are much more personable.
Okay.
They are much more just kind of doing their own thing. They got their own machinations. They don't really have like an aesthetic that confines them, whereas they have an aesthetic where Mirror Sky, storms. They like them rumbly tempests. And
Yeah,
stuff
and
like
then
that.
the trident one was just the like underwater.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
But it does not restrain them or confine them to any specific
Right.
action.
Right. I was just curious if I made any sort of connection and could tie like a god to a djinn, but no.
So you pointedly
they don't.
realize that there is not a connection there, even though there is some
Yeah.
parallels.
Interesting that there is 12 gods and 12 jinn, though.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a lot more djinn than just 12. I just think there's 12 most powerful ones get to live on the moon. So.
That's new information for everybody.
Oh. They live on the moon?
Yeah.
Anyone live on the moon?
How do they even get there?
They're super powerful. So they just kind of go.
Basically, think of the 12 pantheons as deific and astral, and then think of the djinn as primordial and more in space and stuff like that. Astral and space, while they have similar vibes, not the same.
Eshna also specifically is not giving any information because she has never cared to ask, which is why she doesn't know how to get back there.
So they're kind of like your dad then.
Huh?
Or who was that? I wasn't paying that much attention. Who was that? Who was Anarian?
Oh, her dad points to Levy.
Yeah.
Yes, like her father lives on the moon.
Barlow, did you know about this?
Levy has not said practically anything. Yes.
Thylo looks like he just kind of like snaps out of. He was zoning really hard, and he just like snaps back out and goes, "Yeah, no, what?
Exactly.
I'm gonna go lie down." And then Thylo's just gonna get up and kind of like spacily walk up the stairs into his room.
You note, Thylo, a look of disapproval from Duin that he would never say out loud. Concern.
Is Thylo alright?
I think getting a little close to the battle today may have shaken him up a bit. That's for sure.
Does it need healing? We got some healing. I could give him.
No, he didn't get
Hey.
hit. I don't think he got hit. I don't believe so. He was just freaking out a little bit afterwards. But
Oh.
I think it's mostly just nerves.
yeah. Big day, first big battle, all that sort of stuff.
Casual reminder to get calm emotions from now on, which I never have prepped.
Oh, you're not feeling good? Let me force you to feel better. It's fine.
I cast serotonin.
Yeah.
Okay, but with this group, that's not a bad thing to have.
But then
Oh,
there'll be ethical
absolutely.
quandaries.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But rest does
Let's-
sound like a good idea.
Let's remember, Anarian is the healer.
Wait, I'm the healer?
You didn't know?
Kind of. You heal and buff like mid battle.
Here's your temp HP. Here's your temp HP. Here's your
I
temp
keep
HP.
people
Here's your
from
temp HP.
dying.
Yeah.
You're the healer. I just
Yeah,
keep. I'm
that's
the
true.
preventative measure.
I don't heal until you're dead, and then I
Right.
will bring you back.
We got him coming
I
in.
wait until it is too late.
You're the backup plan. We hope we never have to use you as a healer, but if we do, we're in good hands.
True. Literal maximum HP if you're at 0.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
okay.
Comforting and terrifying.
Yes. A rest seems like maybe a good idea. We've all been up pretty much all night. So I also feel like maybe retiring to my room. What's the guy's name? The butler guy?
Doing.
Doing, right.
Remember how you
Doing-
doing.
How you
That's my
doing? Do you possibly have any just a wine that I would be able to take up to a resting area?
Of course. He waters it down because it's the crack of dawn a little bit, but he brings you some wine.
Thanks. I will take that up, and before I leave, I'll turn to the rest of them and be like, I will be up in the study, up above the room with the telescope and the magic wall.
That explanation gets quieter and quieter as she exits stage right.
Yeah, and I'll be over here if you need me.
The thing.
You
The
hear the
moment-
door close.
Good night. Okay.
The moment Levy starts to realize like Eshna's voice is getting further and further, that's when she like kind of like lifts her head up. She'd just been holding a glass of lemonade the whole time. Not actually listening. She was totally out of it, not at all processing anything that was being said. She heard something about souls,
Okay.
and then she thought about Eshna's soul and how she thought Eshna's soul was gone. And that just sent her spiraling back down that path. So the
Oh.
moment though that she starts to realize Eshna's leaving the room, she like stands up instantly, almost in like a panic,
Everyone kind of jumps.
and it immediately is following after her.
Okay. Okay. And Pod, Anarian, and Duin, who is currently looking at a chess table and moves a certain knight to E5 instead of E4 and goes, "That brilliant bastard. How did he? Oh. Oh." And then looks up. Apologies. Ponders the chess table.
Are you winning?
This game has been going on for 10 years. No. I will take the next couple of weeks to decide my next move. He's a
Oh,
brilliant mastermind, that Jeremy. Used to be a lord of Antioch until something happened within. Sorry, Antioch. That's wrong. That's Windfall.
I was like, wait,
Yeah, no.
wait.
Yeah, sorry. He used to be he goes on about how he was a budding member of House Cyrom. Until something happened and he kind of tucked himself away in the College of Illusion. And has been living comfortably, albeit out of the narrative, if you will, kind of hidden away, surrounded by his books.
Where is Leroy? Was that his name? Light Boy?
Oh yeah, Lerwin is
there,
still
isn't he?
here.
Lee?
Cool.
Lerwin,
Can we see him though? That's the question.
He's got his
This one's
battery.
coming up.
yeah, yes.
He's fully equipped with fart battery.
Go far.
He is very much tucked away, and when all of the rioting kicked back up again, he kind of hunkered down in the house and tried to stay small.
Anarin will turn to him. Sorry about not getting you back to wherever you're supposed to go. We'll do that tomorrow. Things kind of got crazy.
That would be wonderful. I believe that you are not holding me hostage. because
Right.
of
Yes,
all the
that's
lemonade mostly. Doing's great. It's nice to be appreciated.
I mean, we were all gone, so you could have just left. So I'm glad you didn't leave and get yourself killed. That's appreciated.
It did seem like the end result of stepping outside of this house.
Yeah, I really hope that the nobles that you're supposed to meet up with didn't die in the riots. That'd be really sad.
I doubt it.
Oh? But they were protected.
Oh, yes. The nobles own the armies and the military and the wizards' colleges. I imagine they have all sorts of protection. And dragons.
Oh. And alright, he's got dragons.
What's up, Jake?
And we get dragons. I can't remember if only Thyla found out about the healing crystals, right?
Yes, but you guys do know of the existence of these crystals.
I
And
know.
he did ask about a crystal if there was one on that guy, right? That we were fighting.
He did ask, yeah. And I was already starting to suspect because they were described as this whole like super powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't remember if we like actually knew.
I think Thylo is the one with
Thyla hasn't told us yet. Yeah.
Yeah, with actual definition answers from Jeremy.
Oh, we'll get you squared away tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow's good. Everyone is just really, the head's not in a good space right now, is it?
No. I guess I don't know where you missed it. There was this big attack on everyone's minds and people were just rampaging through the streets. It was crazy.
Fun fact, Pod did not feel that psychic wave.
I mean, neither did Narian, but
Oh, true. But he does have magical casting through his rogue subclass,
Huh.
I think. I might just be making stuff up.
it's psionics. It's not magic. I don't think it isn't casting.
Okay.
Oh,
If I recall correctly, it's just
Yeah, I have no spells.
Okay,
with,
never mind. Nothing.
Yeah.
Pod's not special.
Oh, Pod's super special.
Oh, they're special. They're special, all right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sibling, which god do you think we should try to contact first?
Well, I had two fairies. One, there might be more information if we were to go to the Church of Amora, because they're the ones of the Church of Remembrance, so they might know some things from the past that we might not know. Might have, because we've all got our own secret information to go around, but I think with a god being missing, maybe they would be more keen to work, and especially because it's the other side of a miss, so that might be easier for us. Slightly harder plan, a bit of a stretch, but the Church of Despair with Tenebris. I'm not really sure where we could find them. They're a bit more abstract, but if we find them, they might be. I'm not going to put any blame on any churches. I'm just saying that, like, if a god is missing, then there's other things at play that's really strong, right? And so other gods are also really strong, and there's a possibility that other gods might be helping causing these problems, and maybe the Church of Despair might be reveling in this new problem that's causing everyone to go freaking out and go into despair.
There's a lot of despair, yeah.
A word of caution, my empirical friends. In my experience, the scope of people's schemes are much wider than initially presumed. The two of you are quick to look to the other churches and the other gods. And while that might be the case, I wouldn't presume to know. I would just caution you, as a person who is not of any of the religions, that it's quite possible that it might be a god. It might be a god and someone else. It might be just someone else. Just make sure you don't constrict your theories simply out of your own limited perspectives. And he gives a genuine trying to help smile that he doesn't know if it's gonna help or not. He doesn't know if he's about to get reprimanded. And he looks a little meek and small in that moment.
I appreciate your input, Duin. Thank you.
Well, he's got a point, but I mean, at the same time, you can only
We've got to start somewhere.
Well, you got to have your own perspective, and you got to follow it. And we got all these other people that they don't tell us their own opinions when they're less tired in the head. They wake up.
He brings out many plates of eggs.
Are they deviled eggs?
Wow.
I could have that for you next time, but these are over easy. Over medium. And he starts handing. He goes, "Well, I guess you guys are getting a couple extra portions."
You make a lot of coin.
I can try. Next time, deviled eggs.
I mean, to have this many eggs.
This is
make
fine.
A lot of money. I'm just saying.
Well, I appreciate that. He putters away, and eventually ambles back to the chess table.
Doesn't think I'm not grateful because they're not deviled eggs. And I scarf down all the eggs so he knows that I like the eggs. If you were able to
see him washing the dishes, you would see him humming happily.
I think it's time for bed. What do you think?
All right.
Long rest. Long rest.
Two of you head off to bed.
Regain my 1 HP.
We're going to start with Thylo, then jump over to Levy and Eshna. Thylo. If I remember correctly, the last question you asked the Book of the Stilled Tongue, which you now know is Vecna, was, does the chain circle have my father? I have the answer written down, but it's, I'll word it prettier in a second, but the answer is yes. Scrolling through our Discord messages because that was a hot minute ago. Okay. Actually, it's just one word. And it's yes. And it's got, on the S, it's got a little bit of a to it. Just tantalizingly barren of information.
Okay. Thylo, before falling asleep, or doing the elf thing.
Sure.
Just writes back, where are they?
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. You would have a response come morning. You're going into your trance. I dropped a die.
Now it's officially an episode. Yes.
Yeah.
Thylo is going to go into his little 4-hour elf trance.
Okay. All right, then we're gonna jump over to Levy and Eshna. Eshna, you just get to the study of the room, and you're starting to think about how you're gonna turn this into a sleeping quarters for you, and it's watered down. And then Levy quickly enters the room behind you.
She just kind of looks at Eshna, looks her over for a moment, okay, she's still okay. And just slowly goes and sits on the floor just nearby.
I'm going to start looking. I know that Amarax got captured into a jar of some sort by the mortals. I would like to go to the table And I would like to place my hands on it and say, show me the last known place of Amarax when he was in the sky.
It takes some time. But he was actually deep underwater.
Okay.
And the last thing you see is far out in the open ocean, a star landing and causing a minor tidal wave.
Wait, so was he in the ocean or was he in the star that fell?
He was in the star that fell into the ocean.
Okay. Okay. Can I tell where in the world that ocean is? Is it near anything specific? Any town specific?
Closest to where you found his cult remains, in the Raiden's Rest, where you fought Nightlight.
Okay.
That would probably be closest. Yes. Him falling in the middle of the ocean does not give you any answers, unfortunately, that are useful.
Okay. Okay. Am I able to possibly, and I'm just gonna put my hands on the table and can you table show me where he went since then? Like, can you follow
Nope.
whatever vessel? She like kind of knocks on the table, tries to
You're fiddling with it.
make it work.
Not finding any use.
Okay. Table. Did Mere Sky at any point leave the sky and come back before now?
I'm
Did he
thinking.
fall at any point?
I'm thinking.
Levy's listening now.
Do I have to say the things out loud? It's fine. You're Levy. I'll just make sure there's no Thilo or anyone else.
You get too much information for it to be of use, if that makes any sense. Of Mere Sky and his various movings about the realms, over the eons. You can't really get any pertinent information out of this.
I'm not looking over eons. I'm looking over like the last since I left, the last like 13 years. If he's come down to other times he's left the moon.
Not that this table made by Thylo's father, the artificer, can determine.
Okay.
And you would know that he doesn't have to be in star form to traverse about. It's terrifying that, he prefers being in the eye of a storm, but he has before just kind of appeared next to a person.
Yeah, she's just trying to figure out if there's
Yeah.
a time that he fell that
Yeah.
he could have been taken.
Yeah, this appears to be a dead end.
Okay. I want to try something.
Okay.
And it might not work. I'm gonna go over to Levy. I'm gonna kind of sit down in front of her and I'm gonna go, Levy, would you mind if I just hold your hand for a second? I want to try something.
Hey, what are you trying?
I'm trying to see if I can locate your father in a way. I would like to try and focus on just the essence of Mere Sky and see if I could use locate objects to see if there's an object that he is now bound to. And I'm trying to feed off of Levy because that's his essence.
Sure.
As much as I could think of it, and then also my connection to him.
Mm-hmm. The short answer is no. Sorry.
Mm.
Ah,
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. It's
it
it's
just
a,
wouldn't work, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For reasons that you're
I'm
not
just-
able to know.
I'm trying everything I can.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that didn't work. Thank you, sweetheart. She just pats her hand and puts it down and just continues kind of being very much so. Just her brain is trying to think of anything and wandering around the room, hoping any idea by Silo's father sparks any idea in her.
At some point, Levy's, while she's kind of meandering, she'll get up and go over to the table. And she's not really expecting anything from this. It's just a curiosity. And she's going to touch the table, who we are apparently now calling Table. Table.
Capital T table.
Another T name. Dang it.
Show me mirrors.
Huh?
Do this. I believe in you. I like guidance her as I walk by her. Just a little pat on the back.
Show me Mirror Sky on, and she's going to say a very specific date. And Eshna will know this is the date that Levy's mom died. Eshna fell from the sky. All that stuff happened.
And that
that's-
immediately stops, but doesn't look. She's just like,
I immediately went to Show Me Mirror Sky on Spotify and just
Arabian Nights.
The day your father left, shrouding himself in storm. The ruins in the swamplands to the north. I have too many notes, y'all. I wasn't ready for this, so I don't feel too bad about not having the name on hand, but map and index. Okay.
And I believe Eshna was able to identify most of the jinn associated with the ruins, correct?
I believe
Yeah,
so,
I was
yes.
able to piece them all together.
Yeah.
I blew Silo's mind.
There is a ruin of standing stones. By number 14, which is in that kind of mire to the north a little bit. Just west, actually, of Eshna's homeland, the Great Mountain to the north. Where a tempest because of the table, his starry form hidden inside, he ventures to for a time, and eventually the storm dissipates and the star fades out as he drops that form, and the table is no longer able to keep track, because the table is able to keep track of stars, and the jinn, these primordials, are using a star-like form to travel, and so it registers on the table, even seeing through this storm that Mirror Sky is assumedly used to hide. And the
what
hiding
was
says a lot.
What was his emotions? Like, did he look worried? Did he look scared? It can't see that. It's just seeing the outline of him. Okay. She's just gonna, like, kind of not hard, but a little bit frustrated. Just kind of like tap the table and go, "That was a stupid question, anyways," and head out.
Okay.
Levy, no question is a stupid question, and Esna's just gonna follow her.
Okay. Where are you going, Levy?
She stops when she says that and goes, "Okay, well, how about this? Why on earth did you think that it was a good idea to pull a stunt like that back there?
I'm sorry?
You didn't give me any kind of warning. Nothing."
Yes, that was a little bit necessary in order to make it work, my dear.
How is that worth it? What if they did nothing? What if they didn't care?
I wasn't really dead.
You sure looked it to me.
Yes, that was
and to
the point.
everybody else.
Yes, exactly.
She's just gonna do that
I'm sorry,
and walk off again.
I don't know. Come here. I don't mean to upset you.
You could have told me.
I'm sorry, I could have. And in the time of the moment, you only have so much time, and I had to communicate with Thylo. I can only talk to one person in my head at a time. So either I made it work and helped and turns the tide, or I informed you of a decision. And I am sorry that I could not. It was not to cause you pain, it was to do literally the opposite.
The more she keeps talking, the anger is fading, and that despair and sadness and tears are just showing up again. And she essentially just
over in his sleep.
just cuts her off and gives her a really big hug.
No,
Next time, you tell me. Don't ever do that again.
All right. If there is time, I will inform you. I promise you. But just know that I will do everything in my power, always, to protect you. I will not leave you alone. You know this.
I don't know much of anything anymore. Everything is changing.
Well, that's life, my dear. It's always changing. That's some of the excitement, that's some of the sorrow, your growth. You cannot grow without changing.
How exactly did you know my dad? You always said you were friends. But
yes.
You
just
seem
like...
you wanted him to do a lot more than what a friend might do. Last night.
That's Thylo. Get the camera
Thylo,
away from your eyeballs.
And they were roommates.
Yes. Well, just like how I was friends with Amarax and how they lived on the moon, I was up there with all of them, and Mere Sky I had the closest bond with out of all of them. He was always by my side when it came to not being a djinn and yet being in their area and being on the moon with them. I was looked down on by most, put up with when they had to, except for the fair few that I would consider close friends. And I know your father. I've known him for a very long time, to say the least.
Would like to roll for it.
Insight versus
Yep.
deception, I guess.
I'm not lying.
The mission of truth.
Yeah, you're doing like a half,
Oh,
like a
gosh.
half truth, which is for sure a deception.
A lie of omission.
19.
Yeah, you got
I
me
have
beat. I got
8.
14.
I got +8 to deception, baby.
Yeah, I only got +4 to insight.
Lies
so
for
yeah.
days.
Lies for days. I'm not lying. I'm very close to
If
him.
you have to emphasize that.
I'm very close.
Lying.
Very close to your father.
She's just kind of gonna nod, but she still feels like there's something not right, but also she's like, it's Ashna though. That sounds right. Like that sounds about that adds. Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna go wash off what remains of this makeup. Let me know if you find anything else out.
Absolutely.
And she's gonna go start hunting down towels and buckets of water because she doesn't know there are showers or baths here.
Eshna does her regular cast unseen servant and sends the invisible servant with Levy.
For once, she does not try and shoo off the bear. She lets the bear come.
Okay. Yeah, after doing being like, those are the good towels. Hang on. These are the towels for everyday use. Go.
My skin is not everyday use. No, I'm just kidding.
He's like, you're in my kingdom now. I have specific towels. That's the fine china.
Oh, now I gotta try and roll for it. I want to try and roll to see if I can sneak one of the really nice towels.
Okay, roll sleight of hand against Juin's perception, passive perception. Hell is Juin's passive perception?
19.
I feel like
Juin's passive perception on the towels.
Yes, specifically.
On his little tiny world that he's been keeping so tidy. I think you'll have to beat a 14.
I got 19.
All right. Yep. You managed to snatch, and it's so much thicker. The thread count is so much higher. It has Thylo's father's name embroidered in the corner. You know.
She's gonna go like, and she's like gonna put it straight into her bag because like she's like, oh, this is nice. We can't waste this, and she's gonna
right up
put
here.
it in her.
You see this little corner? Doing will remember that. Secret BBEG. Doing. You took my towels.
No.
Oh,
He's in a full Iron Man suit mech.
I have a new goal. Okay, I want to start rolling every so often that we're in this house awake to see what fancy version of something I can take.
Okay, sounds good.
So like it's a towel, not anything they'd actually miss. I'm not
Every
taking
time
family picture
it's gonna
frames
go
or
up
nothing.
one. So this was 14. The next one's gonna be 15. And it'll go higher and higher.
But what if it?
The doing check
well, that's fine.
is now 15.
The doing check. As Levy goes to like clean up, I'm gonna go to the study instead of to where the telescope is, and I'm gonna look because he was an artificer. I'm gonna look for anything that he has on like creating magical containers in order that could possibly contain a djinn.
Okay.
And that's how I'll spend most of my evening.
Make an investigation check.
Oh, shoot. Guidance.
Oh, shoot. I'm better?
Ooh, 19.
Okay.
Plus 3. So 15. 25.
In a list of things that God, Thanagar? Is that correct? Thanagar? Thank you. That Thanagar found that he could not successfully recreate was known as the mythical legendary Iron Flask. The mythical legendary Iron Flask works as such. Creature gets pokeballed. And essentially, if they fail, I believe it's a wisdom save, they are into the bottle. And then when they open the bottle back up, they are forcibly an ally of yours for 1 hour.
Okay. Is there anything in that description about how to put them back in after that hour?
Yes, in a scrawled note at the bottom, it says, "This is the dumbest loophole I've ever thought of. Before the hour is over, ask them nicely to get back in the jar."
Okay. Cool. Definitely making a copy of that so that I always have that information on me. And then I'll wash up and go to bed.
Okay. Everyone gets their long rest. Eshna, I'm sorry, Levy. Damn it. Are you going for your long rest, or is that the end of that? Is there anything else you wanted to cover before you do a snooze?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
In the
everyone gets
morning
their
though,
long
I'm
rest.
looking for fancy soap.
Okay, it's about it's about midday.
But in the morning, I was looking like the wake up. I want like the fanciest, nicest, the like stuff you hide away during normal times, and when the guests come, like the important guests, you bring that out so nobody can accidentally use them. I'm looking for that kind of fancy soap.
Nice.
Wait till Lovey finds the sugar scrubs.
Is this Dead Sea salt? Is that?
She's right. Gonna have like perfume and stuff
why
on her.
Why are your hands so red? Nothing.
Nothing.
I will say right before we go to break and everyone gets their long rest, Anarian, you sleep well. And we are gonna go to break. This is our second break. Again, our breaks are quicker, but there are 2 of them now, so bear with us. We will be right back, chat. You know what? Hang on. I'm gonna give one more thing. Everyone wakes up on the next day. Long rest given. And there is an interesting propaganda that the criers and the papers and stuff like that is being pushed. And that is that the Mage Breakers were pivotal in in breaking down the riots and getting a hold, and the nobility seems to be taking all of the credit. Thank you for that. And there is no mention at all of any of the Church of the Mist being involved, of any of you being involved, but there is things about who the hell is Tati and all of these outlandish things and theories and stuff like that. At one point they're like, well, there's one edit that's like, Tati must clearly be some rare mushroom and that's why they all went bonkers and stuff like that. And very few, all right, that'll be that, and we'll be jumping back into
it's not good because if they're in papers, they're writing the name Tati a lot.
This is true.
Yeah,
this will have ongoing repercussions for a while, all because somebody clambered through a window successfully. All right, we'll be right back.
that's okay. If they wanted.
Caught up with me. She was on it. She was on the ball. All right.
Impressive.
Honestly, yeah. Okay. While Anarian sleeps like a baby.
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 Ashna, you don't dream.
No.
The Kalashtar have an interesting origin in that the traditional canon is that because they are hunted by nightmares being from the realm of dreams, you go to what you initially think is a vision from the stars becomes a strange, almost, it's not a nightmare, it's one of those anxiety fever dreams. Not a dream though, it's a vision, and it's darkness. There's no stars. You're in an empty dirt floor of burning acrid sulfur, and you're being surrounded by these shadows, and they pounce and you snap out of the vision. Thylo, you mentioned that you only trance for 4 hours. Is there something you would like to accomplish in the dead of night? That was
absolutely there is.
The music. My apologies. Okay.
Thylo has so much shit he's got to do.
Okay.
And he does get those 4 extra hours to do it in.
Okay.
So, quick recap on mental state. Not good.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Thylo had a little panic attack, and there's a lot of fear going on there. But then after reading that, good old Pops is being held by the Circle Order the people, the real powerful people, the powerful people that are actually in charge of the powerful people. Like, there are people we thought were powerful that are just pawns to actual powerful people. So Thilo, terrified of battle, but also will be getting his dad back. Like, that's just where we're at, man. So
You've come this far.
Yeah, Thilo has decided that he's gotta do something.
Okay.
To protect himself, get stronger, whatever. He's got to figure something out, man. So after he gets his rest, which is only 4 hours, I'm waking up. Also, there's a little other piece that didn't even come from the combat. Learning that from Jeremy at the Wizards College that the book I have is the Book of Stilled Tongues, and it's Vecna's book, and the reason that the Mage Breakers went to the festival in the beginning was actually to look for this book. I have more questions about that, but general just worry. Because now I'm in the same city as them. So we're waking up, and Thilo is immediately casting Dispel Magic on himself.
Okay.
It's not going to check to see if anything's on him, but immediate dispel of whatever, if anything, that's on him. If anything. And then he's going to be casting, it's called Nistel's Magic Aura.
Never heard of it. What is it?
Oh, it's a fun little spell that places an illusion on a creature or an object so that divination spells reveal false information about it.
What's this spell called?
Nistel's Magic Aura. Nystul''S Magic Aura. And there's two things that I could do to it. One is called False Aura. So I'll be casting Nistel's Magic Aura, False Aura, on the Book of the Stilled Tongue.
Okay.
And it says, you change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects, such as Detect Magic, that detect magical auras. You can make a non-magical object appear magical, a magical object appear non-magical, or change the object's magical aura so that it appears to belong to a specific school of magic that you choose. When you use this effect on an object, you can make the false magic apparent to any creature that handles the item.
Okay. All right. So you cast that, and you are making it look just like an average spell book.
Just regular old spell book,
as it would read. Okay.
Yep.
So it does have magical properties. It's clearly a spell book, but it's not this writhing evil.
Yep. And then he is casting. Oh, where did it go? A Private Sanctum. Takes 10 minutes to cast. And it'll cover a. By the way, Nistel's Magic Aura lasts for 24 hours.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Private Sanctum also lasts for 24 hours. And it covers any cube as small as 5 by 5 feet up to 100 by 100 feet. By 100. So it's 100 feet cubed area. When I cast a spell, decide what sort of security the spell provides, yada yada, barrier warded, like sensors, you can't, no divination spells can be like cast to see inside of the area. And nothing can be teleported into or out of the warded area, and planar travel is blocked within the area as well. So it's basically just a full-on security spell.
Right.
To protect against magics and all that.
Sure.
And then Thylo's gonna go into his dad's study. And he's gonna pull out the crystal.
Okay.
And I'm gonna drop some of my blood. I'm not gonna touch the crystal directly. I am just going to drop some of my own blood onto the crystal.
Okay, in a bit of a comedic bit, The blood onto the crystal. No effect. A slight stain on the floor.
What do I know about this crystal? Like from
You
what
know
Jeremy
that you
told
have
me?
to pour your life essence into it. Mechanically, that means HP. But you don't know how to go about doing so.
Not safely, anyway.
Right. You also don't know how much essence is stored up in it.
Right, and I figured that it would take a while to get to that point.
You were told by Jeremy that there were people who would try to steal them and then hide for the majority of their lives every night, pouring their essence into these things in the hopes that they would reach that point.
Yeah, but they were all level 1, so like, you know. If
Well,
you
the question
poured-
is, where do they get them?
Where did they get them? But also,
To begin the process, because the process has to start somewhere. So grabbing someone else's crystal, difficult. Getting a fresh one, though, that has potential right out the gate.
okay, I see what's happening here.
face to face with greatness.
Where does I'll have to find it later.
But it's a little strange, right?
In what way?
I'll have to...
What do you mean?
Dorky caught it. It's fine.
What is Jake? Oh,
We'll figure that out later. I'm gonna continue with my little plan.
Jake's like
So that
reaching
didn't
into the
work.
fog of Narnia.
So that didn't work, but you know, other ideas have come from that. So we'll figure that part out. I'm gonna stow the crystal in this office within the private sanctum, so that nobody can find that either.
All right, Philo,
and then
you go to a I'm just gonna say this real quick. You go to a secret wall that only you and Duin know about. On the lower floor, on the first floor, behind one of the bookshelves, where you've got a very secret stash of stuff. Nothing of note in there right now that is of use to you, but you do have a moment where you appreciate the deactivated Warforged that is chilling in the event that suddenly home security is needed.
Love
Duin
that.
has kept him polished and shiny.
I'm getting back up into the study. I'm locking the door, and I'm casting Conjure Minor Elementals.
Minor elementals
Yeah,
inside.
yeah.
Okay.
Just, you know, a few of them. Good handful of them.
Okay.
They
Okay.
they obey verbal commands given by me. I know they're messy.
Two small fire elementals floating, and a singular bipedal ice elemental that's small size.
I'm gonna go for like 6 of them.
Oh, okay.
And then I will be casting. I asked them to just wait there patiently for a few minutes, and then I am casting telepathic bond
Okay.
as the ritual spell that it is, connecting with these elementals telepathically, and
Okay.
the command that I'm giving them is to, and I'd probably go like elemental by elemental, but it's research and just give me what it is that you're doing, like telepathically, Have you guys seen Naruto?
Mm-hmm.
When he,
Shadow clone
1,000 shadow clones to study one thing. So I've got 6 minor elementals all telepathically reporting to me, my book's mind reporting to me, and the familiar that I have telepathically reporting to me. I am also going to be doing some research just across the board, several languages and tools.
Rephrased, make a intelligence check.
This is hurting my brain just thinking about it.
Imagine what it's doing to Thylo.
Good.
Yeah.
Just a straight up intelligence check.
Yep.
Or my inspiration allows me advantage on a
chat
thing?
inspo gives you advantage, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm using it. That's gonna be an 18.
Okay, you do not burn down the house.
Oh
or
my
destroy,
gosh.
Or destroy any books.
So for 1 full hour, while these minor elementals are around, Thylo is studying 6, 7, 8, 9 different languages and proficiencies.
Wow. Okay.
At the end of the hour, he's gonna relax,
Okay.
try to absorb that, and
Does
clean
he
up.
know how to do that? Does he actually know how to relax?
He can have up to 9 consciousnesses and juggling different languages, but chilling out? Nah, he's gonna try.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna clean up after the elementals because they're very messy. Mud and steam and ice and fire and all that. So I'm just gonna clean up and just kind of like casually just cleaning. And I'm gonna be activating Arcane Recovery during that.
Okay.
And recovering the 4th level spell slot.
As the elementals disappear, just as you ensure that there's no mess, Duin appears with a small candle on a candlestick and kind of goes, "Thylo, is all well? Do you need anything? Some food, water?"
Yeah.
Okay.
Some food and water sounds nice.
He goes off into the kitchen and starts doing a little prep, a little Pedialyte.
And then I don't know where this would line up with the rest of the day, but I do have plans to go out for the day. But I'm gonna
right.
wait until
Let's say everyone wakes up. Everyone return to your proper hue.
I would like to say that Levy for sure finds me in like a chrysalis again since we leveled up.
Okay.
And also as Eshna fell asleep, the diamond on her forehead glue, and the necklace on Levy glue as well.
All right.
Glove.
The smell of candied bacon wafts and brings everyone to consciousness and lucidity.
Eshna cracks out of her cocoon. Get away!
Levy is looking under the bed for something and then like looks up. What? You good?
Yeah. Feffs, did those shadows that pounced on me, were they humanoid? Were they animal?
They were nightmares, so they were not humanoid or bestial. They were just evil-looking, shadowy, multi-limbed, drooling
Shadow
shark
man.
teeth. Yeah, very, very, very
Friends from
almost
the other
Cthulhu-esque, just unknowable evil shadow. The Shadow Man.
Did you dream?
Nope, that's not possible.
Did you see images in your head while you were asleep?
Okay, honey, I get. I don't know how many times I've to explain this. I get visions, is what they're technically called. They can seem like dreams, and kind of like look and act like dreams, but they're normally a message or a warning or things like that.
Welcome to Terraform, where the party is their own worst enemy, and I fuck with everyone's long rests.
Okay, so you had another vision. What?
Yes.
That didn't seem like a good one.
No, not particularly. I'm not sure what it means yet, though.
And I keep Eshna in the dark about everything. I try to poor
and she
Taylor
goes and starts
absolutely
putting her
insane.
makeup on.
Okay.
Like,
Not putting her makeup on yet. She is on a mission to find some stuff.
Okay.
I want to find
I don't
a
have a
fancy
slide for when
handkerchief.
only one of you is blue, okay?
Well, she's in the process.
I'm in the
This is
process.
while she's getting ready.
Okay. All right.
I want to find a fancy handkerchief.
Okay. A fancy hanky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fancy paper.
Okay.
Like the really nice stationery stuff.
Vellum.
Really nice pen.
A really
I'm
nice
assuming I'll
pen.
find that with the paper.
Sure.
A nice, let's go bold. Some kind of nice jacket or shawl.
Okay.
And some kind of hidden thing. Not to take, like a letter or something
do a
like
snoop.
that.
You
I
wanna
want
do-
to do a snoop
you
to
wanna
see
do a
what
snoop.
kind of
Okay.
what can I find?
Okay. So first check is going to be sleight of hand. But before we make those checks, let's roll stealth, and that'll be against Pod.
But he's not even in the room, or
You want to
Can
go?
I
They're
just-
not in. You want a hanky? It's not in the room. You gotta go. But you're going oot and aboot the house.
okay. But Pod scares me. What? And I'm doing stealth. You said
Yep.
stealth first.
Stealth first, and then an increasing difficulty of sleight of hands.
Oh, it's got to be good. It's a 17 plus 7, 24. Yeah, I said it first.
Okay. And Pod's passive. Perception.
What did I say? 19?
19. I don't know.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. All right. So first, let's get
The
a
first
sleight of
trial
hand.
has passed.
And so
Getting
these
by.
sleight of, yeah.
Natural 20.
All right. You got a hanky. It's
Wait,
got,
can I say what I choose it for?
You already declared your list, but
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
For the shawl.
The shawl.
Yeah.
You. Sure.
Okay.
It's a
Now
shawl.
you can say what this next one's for. How about that? You say what
No,
it's
you
for.
say what it's for, and then you
Okay.
roll. Okay.
Okay.
So you don't
Okay,
have a
shawl.
20 and then just go for the best thing. Okay. I'm on to
She's
you.
like, I feel real sneaky right now.
Okay, shawl. I'm going for fancy pen.
Okay.
This is sleight of hand, so 16 plus 7, 23.
Okay. You got a fancy pen.
Fancy paper.
Vellum. Very nice.
13 plus 7, dirty 20.
Okay.
What else did I say? Snoop. A snoop item.
Okay. So that's going to need an investigation.
Okay. Investigation. Yeah, I ain't finding no snoop item. I got 3.
Okay. Nope. You don't find any secrets.
So I got paper, pen, shawl,
That's it.
handkerchief.
Roll for the hanky.
19 plus 7,
26.
26.
Okay. With these high rolls, you successfully make it look like nothing was taken, and in doing so, prolong Duin's wrath.
Heck yeah. All right. I was satisfied. I was going to look for some fancy soap, but I'll leave it at that.
If you had rolled kind of mid on the investigation, I was like, you find the toilet paper that's more than 2-ply. You find the good toilet paper.
Oh.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
The party reconvenes on the lower floor. at the breakfast table with Lirowitz and Dewin.
The party will find that Anarian and Pod are actually helping Dewin cook. And Pod is trying to teach Anarian how to cook.
Okay.
There's like what possibly appears like what could be a ritual spell happening at the same time, but it's all there's like some burned places.
Okay.
That we've clearly been messing this up for a good 2 hours or so.
What do you mean folding the cheese? What is, do I just...
I can't even begin to explain why it is you just insulted me so hard just now. I've been at this for 2 hours trying to get you to make it right. You know what? This doesn't even need... We don't need cheese for this. I can make the cheese. You make everything else for this. It'll all be combined. And it'll be great. You know what? Here, we'll make it part of the ritual. All right. So that way the cheese will just make it by itself. And you don't have to make it. Okay.
All right.
While they're arguing, can I start grabbing supplies to try and make something?
This is a crowded kitchen, but yes.
Just he's arguing over there,
and
he's like,
nonsense.
"Don't worry about the cheese." So of course she's going for the cheese because now they're not going to use it. So she's taking some cheese, she's taking some eggs, just some vegetables.
You go for the veggies.
Wait, are you going to eat?
You get a
wait till it's done.
You get a swat in the hand as you're reaching for an onion from Dewin.
Hey, you no cooks, get out of the kitchen. We're almost done here.
I'm gonna help. You'll love this.
No, we won't love it. We got a surprise.
She's taking
Get over
all
there.
the supplies with her out, like all the ones she already had out with her.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I think we can try it again. We'll get it. We'll get it right this time. Just without the cheese.
Dewin is like, I believe in you.
Levy's
a
coming
glance at
over
Levy.
with the cheese. Levy's coming
So
over with
I
the cheese,
fold-
sprinkles it in.
So I just stir since I'm not folding in cheese this time, right?
Right.
Just-
Right.
All right.
3 times. Clockwise.
Gently. Pivot.
3 times. Clockwise.
And just a pinch of salt, and then cast the spell.
All right. And what spell are you casting?
Hero's Feast.
Hero's Feast. With your block of cheese, Levy, you watch as this extraordinary feast is manifested.
Magic also adds cheese. Because it's magic.
And you got your mundane little block of cheddar.
Put the cheddar in the bag. We're taking it with us.
Secret BBEG.
That was so cool. Look, we made a whole thing, a whole bunch of food.
Dewin is in awe.
There may be hope for me yet.
You're a better spellcaster than I am, but like I'm a better cook. But like together, we made this spell. This spell is so good.
Morale is significantly improved as a whole from this feast, and there's also some benefits, I believe.
Yes.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
do I roll for everyone, or does everyone each individually roll their?
I think you roll for everyone.
Okay.
The last time I cast it, I was just like, this is the D something, just roll it and add it. Like I didn't
Well,
want to
Jake,
do
you
it for
cast a
everyone
spell.
else.
What would you like to do there?
What do you want to do?
I just rolled a 16, and I feel that's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good. We'll
There
roll
you
with
go.
that.
What is
Sure.
that, temp HP or?
That is your new max HP.
New max
Add-
HP.
Yeah,
Add
that's
16
half
to
its
your
max.
max HP.
Nice.
I still put it under temp when I don't have it, but since we get
Yeah.
temporary HP so often, like
Yeah, just mark it down.
Yeah, I'll just write it down because I won't remember my
Especially because
number.
that goes away at the end of the day. Is that correct?
Yeah.
24 hours,
24
yeah.
hours.
And it's probably
16.
because I'm going to be adding more onto that eventually, because I have 8 as well.
Nice.
you can actually, yeah, there's a section for HP management for overriding max HP.
All right. Little bit.
Wait, let me read the rest of the. Creature is cured of all diseases and poison, becomes immune to poison and being frightened, and makes all wisdom saving throws with advantage. for 24 hours.
I'm never gonna fail a wisdom save.
Right.
Combine with your auras, like
Yeah.
if I start using auras in combat, we're just
Oh, no.
we just
The
can't
blender
die.
of buffs.
We just can't die. Oh man, maybe you should have taken 3 levels of cleric.
Also,
That'd have been funny.
Eshna, while she woke up, like terrified kind of from the dream, she also woke up like feeling like stuff was gonna go her way today because I rolled an even number for my cosmic omen this morning.
Ooh, nice. Nice. And is that woe or Wayne?
It's good.
Okay. Both are good. It's just it's just one is exterior, one's interior.
I can add a d6 when a creature I can see is about to make an attack roll, save throw, or ability check.
Nice.
And I can do it 4 times
Nice. Amazing.
on my reaction.
Okay. So we've got a little bit of time left in this episode. What do we want to accomplish?
Thilo has an afternoon plan.
Bah! Eshna throws down the plans in front of Thilo. Can you make one of these?
The legendary iron flask.
Legendary, mythical. Mythical, legendary. It had both.
Can I make one?
I don't know. Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
Do you know... Are they... Like, they have to be made, right?
Made is such a ambiguous
Created?
word.
Are y'all still blue?
I am.
I'm not. I have makeup on. Do you know anybody that in this town that would have something like this? Oh, that gave me an idea. Can I do locate object
On?
this flask and see if there's one nearby?
You cannot. You have to have a preconceived notion of a specific iron flask that you are familiar with already.
Do I remember either of the princes having iron flasks?
Make
The one that we...
Make a history check.
Is an iron flask that rare?
No.
This
legendary.
one specifically is.
Oh, okay.
Well, that one is, but like an iron flask in general.
Is it not legendary? I'm checking now. Pretty sure it is.
I think she's referring to just a normal iron
I'm referring
flask.
to a normal
Oh,
iron
just
flask.
a... Okay.
Yeah.
It's a legendary wondrous item.
8.
You're not sure.
Okay.
Could
I'm
I?
gonna keep-
I mean, it's a little late. I was gonna say, could I have assisted since I was with
No.
them too? But yeah, no.
It's fine. It's a wild ride.
I mean, my background feat allows me to, at the very least, know where you could find information about literally anything.
That would be right here in front of you, where she just plopped down those schematics.
Yeah. Dang it, I have the information. Okay.
I'm bobbing and weaving. You're getting shit out of me.
Damn it. Okay. Let's turn this guy into whoever needs him and then do what Thilo wanted as well.
Thilo hasn't actually told any of you what he was gonna do today. And the weirdest thing about him eating that hero's feast is that you've taken away one of the only 2 emotions. Sorry.
You're good.
One of the only 2 emotions he was feeling, which was
Here.
fear and determination.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Adulterated determination.
Does that just
So I
turn
feel
into
like we would
ambition?
notice that,
Wait,
right?
does that just turn into ambition?
What does
Yeah.
Thilo look
Thank you
like
for the
not
raid.
scared?
Yeah, I feel like we would all
Probably his
notice that.
actual
Do you,
picture
do
where
you
he's just
stand up a
smiling.
little taller?
So I stand up a little straighter. the worry lines on my forehead kind of like go away. It's become a lot less like scrunched up and a lot more like I look like I know what I'm actually about to do.
Confidence.
Yeah, it appears to you guys as it would probably come off as confidence.
Okay.
Because he's got so much unrequited just. He's got the confidence of a white man with a rich father, and without the
Khaki
fear
shorts
holding
and a
him back.
pastel polo. My dad's a lawyer.
Levy's gonna lean into like next to Pod and
collar.
Anarian and go, guys, I don't think that's Thylo. Guys, I think someone took Thylo in the middle of the night. That's not him. That's not him. Look at him.
The
That's
wonders of
not
a good
Thylo.
sleep and a good meal.
When
And
have you ever seen
he had-
Thylo do any of those?
He had his first battle and he did really well, so he's probably, you know,
Exactly. Think
the
about it.
nerves
He
of-
just had his first battle. He should still be a wreck, not all full of confidence and Mr. Hotshot over here. That's not him.
A
But he-
cheese stick gets thrown in your face.
Who's?
Have you in Levy's face? Just from across like the other end of the giant.
No.
bouquet-
I was leaning to
table.
both of you. I was telling both
Oh,
of you.
okay, okay. Well, I
So you
guess
just, like,
I'm next to
smacked me in the
Anarian.
face.
Have you? This is magic food. Have you not tried the magic food yet?
she was too
There was
busy
a-
eating her block of cheese.
There was a point of making this spell.
I
You
already
understand
ate
that,
the
right?
food. What do you mean? I feel the exact same.
Duin comes over and puts a reassuring hand on Thylo's shoulder and kind of nods and nice. This is good. I'm glad you're not just you're not scrunched. Kind of a.
All right, fine. I'm gonna prove it then.
Okay.
And she's gonna go over to Thylo and take
Ooh.
his face and bring him really close, like borderline about to kiss him, and then pull back to see his reaction.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I
Lyrowitz
help
is
you
like,
with something?
Surprise attack. No. Just kidding.
It's a pretty good cheese stick, ain't it, Ari?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Any reaction.
Real quick, I just look at you and go, "Can I help you with something?"
She's gonna throw her hands up and point to him, looking at Pod and Anarian. Like, that's not him.
You guys are being weird right now. Real quick.
No. Just her. Just her. We're just eating.
The schematics that Eshna put down in front of me, were those for the wondrous item, or were those for just like the regular iron thing?
That was for the wondrous item that your father made a list of things he was not able to replicate, but tried because. But why would you not?
Of course.
Yeah, gotta try.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know about your jar. If I hear anything, it's not really it's a wonder that I was even able to find any information about it at all, because there's nobody really in this town that would even think about wanting to think about this thing. But and I look back over at Levy and I go, if you don't need my face for anything, I'm gonna get back to my studies really quick, and then I'm gonna thank Duin and Pod and Anarian for the meal. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk back into the study, and I have a few more things that I want to do, but figured reaction.
She's gonna look at Duin. Have you ever seen him like that?
Yes.
When?
Before his father went missing. Gentle reprimand in the form of butler tone.
She's gonna look at a cheese stick again, grab it, and put a few in her bag.
Hang on.
The feast food.
6.
Is that my shawl? I'm kidding. I rolled a 6.
I was like, no way.
So Thylo gets up into the study, and it's gonna look a lot similar to the other stuff that happened this morning, but with a couple extra steps. He's not entirely afraid of this happening anymore, but he is fairly confident that someone is going to try to find him for whatever reason. So he's gonna cast non-detection,
Okay.
and that lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
Casting it on himself. He's going to cast Faithful Hound,
Ooh.
which is a very fun one. Invisible Watchdog that just follows me around for 8 hours
Okay.
and can attack people.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. He can see invisible things and knows when something's an illusion. It's marvelous.
Knows when an earthquake is coming. It's great.
Yeah.
Also, can fetch.
Yeah. I'm also going to be grabbing one of the things that my father used to use as kind of like a regular homunculus servant. And I'm going to cast Tiny Servant.
Okay.
Just kind of like in the spirit of it. It sprouts legs and arms. And that lasts for 8 hours.
Okay.
I am going to be casting Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
Lasts for 8 hours.
Are you keeping up with whether or not these are concentrations?
None of them are concentration
Okay.
spells.
Okay. Cool.
There's exactly one of these spells that is a concentration spell, and I haven't cast it yet.
Yeah, wizards are real good at prepping.
Yeah, it's true.
They have to be.
I am also going to do Unseen Servant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, where's that button? Pop up, please.
Does a secret
Oh, that's a
handshake
ritual
that no
spell.
one can see except the invisible dog with Eshna's unseen servant. They dab up.
Yeah, they're like, what's up?
Unseen Servant's a ritual spell. So that one. And then I will be again casting Conjure Minor Elementals, but fewer this time because
There's a mild panic in the house of Thylo, as 6 elementals that are small are summoned, and then after some comedic explanations, we return to whatever the fuck you're up to.
I'm gonna do only 4 this time because I know I'm gonna be doing some other things while this is happening. So only 4 minor elementals this time. Telepathic bond again to connect them all to me. And then I'm just gonna I give them all their directions, which again is basically just gonna be further studying of languages and tools while I'm away. And I'm going to very confidently walk out of the apartment. But after I pass the party, I'm going to cast Seeming on myself, which lasts for 8 hours, not a concentration spell. And I can change the appearance of any number of creatures that I can see within range. I can give the target a new illusory appearance.
Okay.
I can disguise physical appearance as well as clothing,
doing that
armor,
on
weapons,
yourself?
equipment on myself.
Okay.
To look more, I'm gonna appear as like a fresh-faced human 18-year-old wearing some just like hand-me-down leather armor.
Definitely not an elf.
Definitely not an elf. Yeah, fresh-faced, like 18-year-old human boy with some hand-me-down leather armor that obviously somebody in my family gave to me, and a little sword. and I am walking straight into a self-defense class for fighters.
Okay, the second your hand touches the door, Thilo! You turn around and doing very big scowl on his face. It would behoove you, my boy, to bring your friends and allies into the loop of what it is you're about, so in the event they need to come find you, they know where to find you. You should have more thought for your friends and my mental well-being. Do better, Thilo.
You're right, Dewin.
Goes back to the chess table.
And then I leave.
Okay.
Yeah, Levy's. During all that time, Levy quickly went and got ready because she's like, overconfident Thylo's gonna be a dead Thylo.
Sure.
He's got too much confidence.
You are surprised when you find Thylo entering into some martial arts courses. Go ahead.
I use a wild shape form to just turn into. I'll go back into my raven form for if we leave the house, so people still think Tati or Ashna is dead.
Yeah. I assume you're not blue, Levy?
No, that's why she ran and hurried to get ready really fast. One other thing she did though, she left all the items she took on the bed, and having used the paper and the pen, -1, she kept the handkerchief. Everything else though, placed back on the bed with a note that says, checkmate, love, Levy. And left it there and went out.
Y'all gonna make Dewin die young. He's already old. This poor
and on
butler.
the back, in really tiny writing, to see if he'd even catch it, one thing is still missing. Find out what.
Oh, poor Dewin. Man, okay. Dewin's just doing his best. All right. Yeah. Self-defense courses.
Yeah. So while I'm there, it's just pretty. Entry level like fighters stuff.
Sure. And you have a
I'm gonna
keen
have
mind, so you take it to it quickly.
Yeah, my book, the mind of my book. He's gonna also be in there, but he's just kind of be like wandering around studying up on different forms of self-defense and fighting techniques.
Okay. Levy, are you assisting him at all?
I'm gonna, partake in the class.
Nice.
He hasn't communicated
you get
what
a rigorous
he's doing.
workout, Levy, and put everyone else to shame.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Just to shame. And you do note, Levy, sorry, I'm cutting you off a little bit, Thilo. I'll get back to you in 2 seconds. There is a air genasi that is teaching this class.
Oh, interesting.
I know. Go on.
My unseen servant is kind of just off to the side, just scrawling notes. Nobody can see the servant. It's just like a floating notepad and like pen, and he's just copying down everything that somebody says I did wrong.
Okay.
Oh.
And while this is happening, my hawk familiar, I'm having him scour the town.
Okay. It's a huge ass city, biggest one on the map. Keep that in mind.
He's looking for a shield. At first, just any random shield, but also information about special shields. He was given the task of just finding a shield because Thylo wants more protection, more defensive abilities, but also to try and find any information about any special shields that might be better at defending against magic.
It finds a Narian's shield.
I was about to say, Nari's got a real special
But
shield.
that said, it does find a store called the oh shoot, hang on. The Lost Note. That sells magical artifacts and the like. Eshna.
Since Levy and Thilo are in class and safe, would it be cool if I followed as a raven with his
Raven?
familiar?
Yeah, sure.
With his hawk?
Absolutely.
And...
You go on a little bird date.
Wait, so we can assume that Eshna did see the Air Genasi as well, though, because she came.
That's safe to say.
Yeah.
Low level
I
fighter.
came, saw you were safe, went off. I would also like to see the magical store, please.
Yeah. That's we'll probably pick up there, unless we're going longer than I'm currently thinking we are. Pod and Anarian. Well, actually, just to wrap this up nicely, Thilo, is this how you are leveling up?
Yeah, so this is how, I mean, this is mostly how I'm leveling up. It's a little bit of ticky-tacky stuff, depending on, like, the stuff my book has learned that I then go home
And what levels are you taking, and what subclass, if a subclass is being taken?
So I'm taking 3 levels of fighter, subclassing into Rune Knight.
Yeah.
Cloud Rune OP.
Cloud Rune OP.
I'll never crit again. All right.
We had too many silver barbs for that anyway.
It's true.
Crit.
One of those.
Wait, did Jeff just say he was gonna crit with a grave cleric in the play right now?
No,
Cries in
he's
two
allowed
campaigns
to
of
Jeff,
utility
crit.
casters.
Jeff, you have
He's
to crit 6 times before you can even be allowed to crit.
Caveat. He's allowed to crit once, but only when 2 enemies are within 30 feet of me.
Yes.
Hit it here.
Yeah. But beyond that, yeah, the first 5 times you crit, as long as it's within 30 feet of me, I just say no. It doesn't happen.
Didn't realize that. That's amazing.
All right. So 3 levels of fighter. Awesome. Pod and Arian.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing with your day?
We're eating a feast.
You eat good. Lyrowitz takes the lion's share. Surprisingly, he's just pummeling food. He's just loving it.
Lyrowin.
Lyrowin. Thank you, Lyrowin.
It's yeah. I was
Light
gonna
boy.
say, like,
I'm calling him
I'm
Lee.
sure we're-
It is Lyrowin. Thank you.
Did you say Link?
Lee. I'm calling him Lee.
I'm calling him Link.
Sure.
Getting
He's a
further away,
freedom
but all right.
So you eat. What else? Looks like we have half an hour to an hour to work with, roughly. A little less than.
Shall we start with a miss or Amora? I mean,
Huh? What? Oh, right. We're gonna do the thing. Okay.
or should we take Lyrwin back home
Yeah,
real
we
quick?
We can do that.
We might have less time than we thought.
Yeah, maybe we do. I'm starting to.
Oh, no.
Whatever. Anyway,
You're
It's
back.
It's just as a shapeshifter, he
I'm
starts
back.
geeking out, just shifting a bunch. We might have a.
I don't know what happened, but okay. We seem to be back. Right. Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We're gonna. Do we know which noble we're supposed to be bringing them back to?
You guys glance at Lyrwin. Well, I was employed by House Thorn. So preferably them.
And you're still supposed to be like a super secret, right?
Mm-hmm. Tuin goes, "Oh, I've got a shawl somewhere. I could help with it." Starts moving about. You hear off in the distance, "Where's my shawl?"
Are his like clothes like made out of light, or
No
like
clothes.
is he just okay?
He's just bright boy.
Okay, so he's super bright naked. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's. You can't see anything. You can't really
Right.
look at him without.
But
We
it's
totally
still-
agreed,
But
and then
it's
we're like,
still there. But it's still there.
I guess, yeah.
It's like a Kirby, kind of. It's just got like an amorphous blob with arms and legs.
that's not how he pictured him, so he doesn't want to say yes.
So anyway,
No, I'm spiraling in the world of like, did they ask his pronouns? Have I done this? Oh God, I'm a bad ally. No, I didn't do this. Wait, shit.
Huh? It's whatever. It's very nondescript, glowy.
Yeah.
Yeah. all right.
Yeah, from the last time I heard it, we didn't really know what noble they were supposed to go to. So
House March for sure. They're the people I have a contract with.
You said Thorn first.
Sorry,
Is it Thorn or March?
March is the first name of the guy.
March
running.
Thorn.
Yeah, March
Okay.
Thorn. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I was like,
My bad. I got a lot of names in this campaign.
all right. So I'll take off my cloak of billowing, and I'll throw it around them.
Okay. For the record, he does go by he, him.
Okay. Put this on, put the hood up, and try to contain the glow, I guess.
Pulls the drawstrings, and billowing is letting out a little bit of light, and he's like, stop. It's not
wait.
super effective.
Oh no, I have C invisibility, not invisibility itself. No,
That might also.
I
put
have
him out if he just
invisibility.
if he just,
Right.
It might just put him out, yeah. Like
Yeah.
snuff the poor bastard. I'm mean to my homebrew race.
Well, it'll have to do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Red continuous light. Is that a thing?
Well, he's got his little contraption
Okay.
that Thylo made for him with goat farts. Somehow.
I will be getting that cloak back.
Of course. And again, thank you.
And don't mention it. So we'll head to wherever the thorns
All
are.
right, you guys make your way out into the streets. Eshna. The last note. A big building that is perfectly spherical. Maroon shaded.
Okay.
Big opening,
I'm
double doors,
gonna-
and an awning, a little potted plant on the side. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay.
That was useless, I'm sorry.
Cool. Yay, plants. I love plants. I'm a druid. Wonderful. I say hello to the daisy as I walk in. I'm gonna go into an alleyway and I'm gonna turn into human form, put kind of my hood up, and then I'm gonna wander into the store.
Okay. You're immediately hit with controlled air. There's a spell, and as you cross over the threshold, a prestidigitate cantrip goes off, and any grime that, not your makeup or anything like that, but any grime or sweat or anything like that is immediately dispersed, and you are feeling refreshed.
Ah. All right.
Oh, darling.
Hello.
How are you today? And down steps.
I'm wonderful.
Down steps this tall, rotund, many pearls woman, human. And you know what? Tiefling. I haven't thrown a tiefling in the mix yet. We're going with tiefling. Beautiful, ornate, decorated horns with little bells on the ends, and it kind of jingles. She floats and goes, "How might I be of service, my dear?"
Oh, I'm just having a day around, you know, taking a bit of a time off from work, seeing as all of the commotion that happened yesterday. I felt I needed to do a little retail therapy.
Indeed.
The shop just looked lovely, so...
Well, welcome. My name is Omni. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Please,
Omni, nice.
if there's anything you need, feel free to hunt me down or one of my children. Yes, and she kind of starts, she kind of comes alongside you casually without saying anything, hands you a small thing of champagne, and starts showing you some of the more mundane magical items, if a magical item can be called mundane, along with a couple of strange weapons, supposedly famed dragon slaying lances, and gorgeous magical beads of power, an ever flowing decanter of wine, and just a myriad of magical arcane artifacts are all about within these little runic circles, causing them to float, but also protection from theft. There's a magic rug scooting about at one point.
Great, you have a lovely collection here.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Wow, this is very nice. I was curious if, possibly you have anything a little more unique or
Is there anything
top shelf?
your specific needs require? Because I have many, many artifacts, my dear.
I look at kind of the decanter of wine and I'm like, you see, I'm looking sort of for, I want to describe it as maybe a bag of holding, but maybe a little bit more. You see, I'm a druid, and as you know, we commune with a lot of creatures and a lot of beasts and things like that.
Druid, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Oh, thank you so much. But we normally like to have animal companions, and I summon as if they kind of as if they were behind me the entire time. 3 little bear cubs come out from under my.
Oh.
Yes. And go for it. Yes,
Please,
of course.
Please.
Well, you see, traveling with them while it is lovely, it can be a little dangerous at times, and I was hoping there could maybe be something that I could contain them in.
Oh, I do have a fun little locket tucked away. I'd have to do some digging to find it. That might be able to help you with your needs.
Possibly. I've been told slightly of like a flask of some sort. I notice you have a decanter.
The legendary iron flask.
Yes, that is what they called it. I was told of it last night.
I'm afraid anything of that caliber has been quickly tucked away by the mage breakers. I'm sorry, dearie.
Oh, that's all right. It's where. Why do they tuck them away? You obviously can control magical items.
Too powerful for the likes of us. Diluted blood to have.
That doesn't sound kind.
It isn't. Frankly, I would be. It's been a frustration, but they're everywhere, so it's not like I can take up roots and go somewhere else. Anything legendary in that regard, unfortunately, is kept on strict mage breakers only. And they even go so far as to search my wares every now and then to ensure.
What?
I know.
That's not fair. Where do they even take them? They take them from your wonderful shop.
I have my theories. I imagine that they are controlled by the nobility, of course, and the colleges. So maybe one of the house lords. Maybe they've set up a bunker somewhere, or maybe they just have it on display because they're like that. Not that I would ever Say anything against the
No, of
my
course, of
fantastic
course.
patrons who come by quite frequently.
Out of curiosity, if they were to search your place right now, would there be anything that they would possibly
Roll
confiscate?
persuasion. Roll persuasion. Yeah.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yup. +8, baby.
Give me a second. I might have a little something in the back.
Ooh.
Why don't you wait here? And I'll
Okay.
go sniff around.
Oh, can't wait.
She floats away.
I just want to take a look at it so I can locate object on it later. I'm just gonna peruse, see if there's anything that catches my eye that would work really well for Eshna or anyone else in the party.
You do see a +1 shield.
Okay.
But it doesn't have any outstanding magical properties that you can tell right out the gate.
Okay.
She comes back with a set of earrings. These might be perfect for you, dear. And shows the two little tiny coiled silver snakes that are the earrings. When you activate these, they turn into giant poisonous snakes.
Oh my goodness, I do love poisonous snakes.
I thought maybe you would like it because of the animal aesthetic that
Oh.
you have going.
I do.
And they would look lovely on you, dear. And she like holds one up. Unfortunately, they are quite costly. And I would never insult you as to assume that you would not afford it.
Oh, of course.
But
How much?
about 300 gold, my dear.
Oh, well, I never walk around carrying that on me, but I would be happy to return after making a withdrawal.
I tell you what, dear. And she gets a little closer. A little too close. She's very, very, very rambunctious.
We've both been cleaned by the cleaning wind. It's fine.
There is a certain friend in town that wouldn't hurt me personally if a certain mischief came into his life. You could call it a favor for a bit of a discount.
Oh, do tell.
His name is Jeremy. He is a member of the College of Illusions. He comes in here quite frequently. I think he has a bit of a crush on me.
Oh,
Well, if you were to cause some mischief and leave a note or something like that saying it was from me, I would be so thankful. Nothing harmful, mind you.
Okay.
He's a good lad.
all right.
But something for him to come by and talk to me about, and we can have a nice little laugh. And he'll maybe buy something.
I see. I think I can do that very easily.
She boops her nose.
Hmm.
Oh God, Nevin, Ben.
Zoom. Well,
Jeremy got raised.
well, while I think on that, I noticed you're a shield over here. I was wondering if I could grab that now before
Oh.
I leave.
Yes, that'll be about 100 gold, my dear.
All right. Well, look at that. You're in luck that I do carry 100 gold on my person.
Oh, good.
Not as much as 300. All right. Well, here's that for you, and I'll be back.
Here's a complimentary
little bit.
health potion.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind.
Indeed, you notice that the champagne has refilled.
Oh, thank you. So if you could place those on hold maybe for me, if you wouldn't mind, those
I'll keep
earrings.
them tucked away just for you, dearie. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Oh, my name is Eshna.
Eshna, a lovely name.
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
well, I'm here.
All right, I will see you later. I'm going to head out with my shield, and I'm gonna try and stealthily exit without being seen, and turn into a raven.
Sure.
And I am going to fly around and see if I can find a mage breaker.
Okay. Roll perception.
Oh, I love it. 22.
Okay.
I rolled an 18.
You got the bird's eye view. So you've got a lot of ground you can cover easily. And you note in the port of the city that warship, the Man-O-War, the giant ship that was at the beginning of the campaign in the first city that chased after the star that Luke jumped out of, who was a mage breaker, is still in port.
Okay.
So there's a connection to the mage breakers right there.
Okay.
You don't see any just walking around on the city streets though.
I'll keep flying around until I do.
Okay. You don't. Unfortunately, because they're not gonna. They're kind of disliked. By pretty much everyone. They're seen as the very serious, overprotective, overreaching secret police of the mage colleges.
Can I fly down to the ship and see if I can see any from windows?
So you fly down to the ship and you get on the
portholes?
ropes and you start looking around. You spend some time, and eventually up from below deck, a young woman steps out, stretches, blinks at the sunlight, curses the Stormfather, and looks around, sneaks off the boat.
Does she look like she's a mage breaker?
Yes, she is wearing the blue and
Cool.
silvers of mage breakers, and she gets to an alleyway and pulls out a joint and lights it.
Great. I'm gonna kind of just like, as a bird, like hop over to where she is and like pretend to be like pecking at something on the ground. Do I hear her talk to herself in any way? Any semblance of her voice? Any hi as she passes anybody? Any?
Eventually, she gets a call, and
Okay.
she answers and talks out loud. Well,
Okay.
dearie, if you must know, I stepped out to tend to some personal things. No, I'll be back in a couple of minutes, dearie. It's fine. It's fine. Goodness, and she hangs up. She magically hangs up.
I'm gonna mind link to her. I'll be like, why'd you have to pick that voice? You know what would make them believe me? Is if I said I was doing some mage breaker stuff. Maybe I'll go see if that old magic store has anything for me to raid.
Roll performance or deception at advantage because she is high. and she looks at the blunt and goes
What was it? Performance or what?
performance or deception.
Oh, deception for sure. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22.
14 plus 8.
Okay, she kind of stops and kind of goes, you know what? I'm actually going to go handle a lead I have on those reports of blue people, and I will get back to you shortly, dear. I forgot that she talked like this. I'll actually be
Yeah, you
following
made
up
me
on
do
some
it.
strange cultist shenanigans that I rumored about, and I'll be back shortly. She just
Great.
keeps on talking.
I will fly back to Levy and Thylo, and I will wait for her to successfully seize those stuff.
Okay. I think that's where we should call it for the night. I think we're gonna open with Pod and Anarian. Getting to the House Thorn and delivering Lyrowyn, the Freoquin, to the nobility. This was a solid episode. This was really fun. Everyone stick around. We are going to be doing a raid, and that greatly helps us and the people we raid. So please jump into that. Thank you for being here. Very, very fun episode. I got to talk about a lot of fun stuff. Y'all got to have your yucks, which makes me happy. Tune in Thursday for Windfall, and Saturday for Void Scourge in Space. Keep an eye out for Quincy's Convergence that's coming up soon. I'll be DMing that. There are still some tickets for sale. And if you're going on that D20 cruise, let me know. I might be going. I think that's it. I think that's it for me.
Woo!
I'm Feffers. I've been your humble DM. And let me throw it over to Taylor and Tracy.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor and Tracy. I play Eshna. Yeah, she's just kind of putting stuff in order to try and figure out if she can find where this flask might be, because she kind of believes that Mirror Sky might be contained in it. So she's doing everything in her power to find that flask, which is why she's very one-track mind right now. I will pass it over to Levy.
Hello. I'm that dorky cosplayer, and Levy has gone from being very traumatized about the thing to I no longer want to think about the thing at all, not even a little bit. So she's going to, so she's like, let's ignore that and look, ooh, new problem. Let's focus on new problem. I like new problem. Focus on that. She is still so weirded out by Thylo. She's still like, if you were to like go into her brain, there's still that like 5% of her that's like, I'm still not sure that's him. Everybody else is crazy. That might not be him. So that's kind of where she's at right now. But also the air genasi. That's interesting. I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong. We don't really see genasi.
They're an uncommon race, but they are known to be about.
Yeah, they're not unheard of, just it's rare.
Very rare. Yeah.
Yeah, so with all that's going on, I'm thinking we're going to have to talk to the instructor a bit.
I like that.
So with that, I'll go ahead and pass it off to Jake.
Hello, I'm Critfail Jake. You can me on TikTok and Instagram. I played a Narian, the following some more Twilight Cleric. Not so much happened as much as like things were set in motion to like now things are going to start happening. I know he wants to go in and make a case for all of those who were charmed, so the church doesn't punish / murder them all for being terrorist cultists. So that will happen at some point. Getting answers from Amora. Maybe going to the Church of Despair. Starting to suspect that maybe he might get some answers for his ailment there as well. So that might be more personal nature than anything else. But it's got a cool new mace and he wants to try it out. So combat next session? Pod or George, go for it.
You're muted, buddy.
I am muted. Yeah, I feel like this is like a race against a clock for internet that I have over here for some reason. I don't know why. I've been cutting in and out for the past like 10 minutes. But anyway, yeah. Hi, I'm GoodGriefGeorge. You can follow me on all the things. And my biggest thing is tomorrow is going to be the reveal of the one shot for the Avatar campaign. So you guys all show up for that. When's that happening? 5 o'clock?
That is
Eastern
happening
time?
5 p.m. EST. We have a 5-hour Avatar Legends one shot. Do we want to tell us the cast? Aside from your amazing self, who is GMing it.
Oh no. Boy, do I. But this internet keeps cutting in. Yeah, exactly. So
hit up the Discord. We'll be making an announcement. Yeah.
About it. Sure.
Hit up the
Go
Discord.
ahead.
We'll be
Talk
making an
about
announcement.
It, but I can't.
feel free to jump into the Discord, especially if you want to interact with us. We are as chaotic as we are wholesome, our little community, and we're typing up a whole big powwow to be sent out tonight before it gets too late. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited.
Cool. Ben.
Hi, I'm Ben Brainard. You can find me on the internet. I am playing Thylo Match, the Order of Scribes Wizard who just multi-classed into Rune Knight Fighter. It's interesting playing such a neurotic, worried character who suddenly just lost all of his fear. For 24 hours.
I was unafraid for 24 hours. I picked up 3 levels of fighter.
Listen, when a neurotic, really smart guy who only has 2 emotions between fear and determination suddenly loses his fear for the next 24 hours, and determination is the only thing left over, he's probably going to set some dumb stuff in motion.
I mean,
so
you
we'll
already
see.
do that, but
Yeah. We'll see what kind of trouble Thylo gets himself and the party into next week.
I like how you roped in the party.
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent.
Dorky, have you gone? Okay, well, I think I'm last.
Alrighty. Everyone, thank you for being here. And again, hit up the YouTube if you want to get caught up on these 3 weekly campaigns, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Good night, friendos, and I'll see you Thursday. Everyone obnoxiously say bye. We're going to go kick it with the Smoking Barrel Tavern, fellow DMs at the Convergence. Woo!
Toodles.
Bye.
Bye. Adios.
Wait for it.
Bye-bye.
Wait for it.
Bye. Bye.
Adios.
Bye. Bye.
And we are rated.
Bye.